Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With FishingBooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. FishingBooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to FishingBooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Victory Drive. Man, oh man, oh man. What the fuck is going on in the world today? Jeez, oh Pete. Let's go ahead and let's just start this intro off getting into some current events, shall we? Let's start off with first things first. Let's go ahead and just jump right into Minnesota, dude. What the fuck is going on up there? You guys are absolutely wild. I mean, I shouldn't say you guys. That's being too generalized. Minnesota as a whole, especially southern Minnesota, great place. Everything's great. It's just, it's becoming the more northern Illinois. You know, it's being ran by Minneapolis. Like Minnesota is becoming Minneapolis. So that's the issue really with Minnesota. And it's quite unfortunate because Minnesota is a fucking beautiful state. And there's a lot of really great qualities to that state. Unfortunately, you're being ran by a bunch of lunatics. Oh, man. I mean, between ICE being up there and people getting shot by ICE and the protests, George Floyd, all sorts of crazy shit happening up there. And then to top it all off, Minnesota decides that it'd be a good idea to introduce a gun ban, an assault weapons ban, whatever you want to call it. You know, they're calling it an assault weapons ban. I'm calling it, just a gun ban because it's kind of what it is. Basically, what it boils down to is Tampon Tim out there was trying to ban commonly owned gas-operated semi-automatic firearms, which is super broad. I mean, that bans pretty much of huge, not just ARs, it bans all sorts of fucking semi-automatics. I mean, come on. Like, are we just limited to bolt actions up there now? Like, that's pretty crazy. But then it's also trying to set, like, the California magazine ban. And also, the one that really gets me is that Minnesota was really trying to push they're trying to repeal the statewide firearm preemption, allowing local governments to implement like just local gun laws, which is straight up unconstitutional. Like we can't be like, the Constitution covers the entire country. It's the law of the land. The Constitution Bill of Rights. It's the law of the land. It's the law of the entire nation. It is what America as a whole was built on. There shouldn't be different gun laws for each state. That's one thing. I'm a big states' rights guy, but when it comes to gun laws in the Second Amendment, in any amendment actually, like we wouldn't say in Iowa, you can't say the word cunt. You know, we wouldn't say that. But in Minnesota, you can say the word cunt. You know, in Iowa, it's a felony if you say the word cunt, but in Minnesota, you can. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The First Amendment covers the entire country. We can say whatever the fuck we want, and as long there are exceptions. There's exceptions to certain rights, you know. Like I can't sit here and like incite violence. You know, that's not correct. That's not the right thing to do. I can't sit here and like tell people like, you know, how to make uranium depleted munitions. I can't do all that stuff. It's just like there's certain exceptions to all of our rights. This is the world we live in, you know. So there's no like I am an absolutist when it comes to inalienable rights. But as a society, we all understand there's certain things you can and cannot say, you know, right? But it still covers the entire country, you know, like the First Amendment covers the entire country. So then let's put in the same concept for the Second Amendment. It's the entire country. It's not a state-by-state issue. It is a federal, world, like countrywide, nationwide issue. It is the Constitution Bill of Rights. It governs it's the law of the land. We can't have different laws for each state, and especially not for each city or, county or whatever, whatever, you can't break it down even smaller than that. It's all a violation of the Second Amendment. It's all a violation of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. So it's unconstitutional. Minnesota they're trying to pass some absolutely unconstitutional laws. The only saving grace is that right now in Minnesota, it sounds like that it's split. It's kind of 50-50 in the House. So, in order to get that passed, you would have had some Democrats, Republicans jump the line and be like, yeah, we want these bans, and we totally agree with everything you're saying, Tim. That didn't happen. So it is hung up in the House right now. So as of Tuesday, February 24th, and it was this article say, Wednesday, February 25th, many of the most egregious gun control bills and legislation has stalled committee and may not receive further consideration this session. So that is a win. That is a good thing. That's a good thing for Minnesota, and that's a good thing for, honestly, like everyone. Like I'm glad to see these laws get shot down, especially in committee. It makes it a lot cheaper for everyone. This is also I'm getting this information from the NRAILA.org. So there's an article on there. I just picked up the first one I saw, guys. Like, it's not, it is what it is. But it is a good thing that it got shot down when it did in committee. Makes it a lot cheaper. Lawsuits are expensive. Lawmakers don't give a fuck because they have unlimited funds, because they'll just tax you harder if they need more money. So it is what it is. Anyways, moving on from that, Minnesota, good job for once. Good job, committee members. Good job, everyone up there, shooting this unconstitutional bill right down, making it stalled out. Not receiving any further consideration, which is great. Great news for Minnesota and honestly the country, like I said. And there's so much to talk about right now. I could make a whole fucking episode about this, but I'm gonna keep it nice and I'm gonna try to keep it brief. But the Epstein files, they're still out there, and this all ties into what I'm going to talk about next. They're still out there. There's still a lot of shit coming out. I mean, Les Wexner coming out, like the Victoria's Secret guy. Like, what the hell is going on there? I saw him talk, like, getting questioned, and his lawyer said possibly some odd remarks into his ear while he was getting questioned, and it's just like, yo, dude. This whole Epstein files thing, I'm really starting to realize that, I always knew that politicians were more or less bad people. Like, more or less, they're more or less like the worst of the worst that we could elect. But for some reason, we keep electing like these terrible people into office. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why we keep doing this. But they're generally like really terrible people. I don't think there's a whole lot of people in Washington that are actually like decent people. There's maybe a handful of guys, and I'm going to say like I think maybe Thomas Massey is probably a good guy. Is probably a decent person. I'd say Rand Paul is probably a decent person. I would say Ro Khanna is probably a decent person. But that is getting that list is getting smaller. There's not a lot of like probably decent people in politics anymore, and it's becoming more and more like that the people that actually run the country, the actual elitists of this country, the oligarchs, if you will, the billionaires, the ultra wealthy. And I'm all for people making their own wealth. I don't like taxes. I think taxation is gay. And but at the same time, like these oligarchs out there, like the Elon Musks, the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergs, all these people, like the fucking tech oligarchs, the super wealthy, the elites of the world are really fucking terrible. And I'm just gonna go out and say, like, even Trump, he's probably a pedophile. Like, I'm just gonna say that. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but probably, because I'm coming to the realization that all these people that are really rich and think that they're above the law are probably pedophiles now. Most of them probably are. And you know, I don't, it's not like I think it's pretty obvious that it's getting worse and worse out there, and it's probably there needs to be something. We got to do something to change this shit. Like, I don't know how to write this. I don't know how to turn this ship around. It's a big cruise ship, right? It's a giant fucking boat, a big barge, if you will, full of shit. And to turn it around and get it pointed in the right direction is going to be extremely difficult. And with all this information, I don't even know what to do with it. That's how discouraging this is. And they know that too. Like these terrible people, these elites, these people that are actual pedophiles and actually Satanists and doing actual satanic rituals and probably murderers, like these people, like they know that it's so difficult to suss out that they're just going to get away with it. And it's just kind of the way it is. And with that note, it leads straight into, because all this stuff was really coming to light. We were doing like, you know, Massey was up there, Rokana was up there. They were really like, they were getting into the files, and they were like, dude, we're just going to air it all out. We're just going to air it all out on live TV. Let everyone know who these people are, you know, unredacted. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're just like, you know, having peace talks with Iran. Like, here's our terms and here's our stuff like this. And then all of a sudden, bombs are dropping on fucking the damn Ayatollah's heads out of nowhere. Like, I shouldn't say out of nowhere. We've been talking about it. We've been ramping this up for a while now. And then Trump comes on and is like, the Iranian people, here's your opportunity to take back your country and take back your government, and we have your back and all this stuff. Like, we got your back, and we're going to blow this regime to smithereens. And I don't know about you guys, but over the past 20, 30 years, how good have we been with regime change? Like, how good have we been on it? Like, how much good has come from it? Afghanistan, Iraq, like, how good have these regime change wars panned out for the U.S.? What have we gotten from it, from all this stuff, from all the regime change wars that we've conducted across the Middle East, especially? What good has come from it? You know, Syria, Yemen. Tell me one good thing that's come from all this stuff. I don't know. I fought in these motherfucking wars, and I don't even know what goods come from it. It's crazy. But we are blowing Iran to fucking smithereens, honestly. I don't know. We'll see. Trump being Trump and conducting these military operations with zero oversight from Congress, it does worry me. It does worry me to an extent, right? Like, at first glance, I don't like it. But when I start thinking about it more, like, I know I just said some disparaging remarks about Trump, about his affiliation with Epstein. But I will say, like, every time he's dropped bombs, he's generally, as far as we've seen so far, he does have clear-cut objectives that he does. Once he fulfills those objectives, he pulls out. So I do kind of want to give him a little bit of grace, just because, you know, even if he is probably, possibly a pedophile, until we figure that out and exonerate him in the court of public opinion, or we damn him for all of eternity. You know, whatever it is, whether he's guilty or not, he is still our president right now. And I am going to give him a little bit of grace on the war in Iran, just because he has done pretty well when it comes to bombing other countries. That's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, and I'd like to see it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm going to give him a little bit of grace because he hasn't put boots on ground in other countries that he has bombed. He's kind of just done his thing, done the thing he wants to do, and then moves out. You know, but this is clearly, this is not in America's best interests. Like, do I want Iran to have nukes? No. Do I want them to have long-range ballistic missile capabilities? Not really. Do I think Iran has a right to defend themselves? Yes, I do. Do I think Israel has a right to defend themselves? Yes, I do. Do I think Israel has a right to bomb other countries to smith the fucking reens and bring America along for the ride? No, I do not agree with that. I do not think, and this is obviously a war for Israel. Like, that's obvious. Like, we all see that stuff, right? So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with getting drug along, dropping bombs in the name of Israel. Like, I don't agree with all that stuff. If Israel wants to do their own thing and bomb the shit out of all their neighbors, that's on them. They can do what they want. The international opinion, they'll have to deal with that on their own. I just don't like that they're dragging America along with them, because they know that if they drag America along with them, then the international law is kind of what it is. Like, the international community will just look at it and be like, well, shit, not much we can do there, because America, we are the strongest country in the entire the strongest country this world has ever seen in all of history. Do we have as much land as the Roman Empire did? No. But do we control pretty much the world? Yes, we do. And no other country, no other empire, no other society has ever seen the amount of firepower we can inflict upon other people. I do like that we are strong as shit. Like, we're very, very strong militarily. I do like that. But I don't like that we wield it so offensively across the entire world, especially in the Middle East. I do think that we have to give these people some grace and let them figure it out themselves. I'm all for, like, if we get bombed, we retaliate. I get that. If Israel gets bombed, they retaliate. I get that. But there has to be a moment to step back and be like, okay, we've done enough. That's just my take on all that stuff. Nobody asked me for my opinion on all this stuff, but it's just something that I feel like I need to talk about sometimes. And this is my intro in my show, and I get to do what I want with it. And that's that. You guys can agree or disagree, whatever it is. At the end of the day, I don't like seeing all the war and all the bloodshed and all the terrible things that are going on in this country or in the world. Honestly, I don't like it. What do we do about it? I don't know. Maybe pray. Maybe just pray as much as we can, because at this point in my life, I do truly believe, like, if Jesus can stop the Roman Empire from being a pagan, war-mongering empire, if Jesus can stop the Roman Empire from doing that and can lift up a man like Constantine to take over the Roman Empire and essentially turn it Christian without, like, all the war and all the bloodshed and everything else, like, as far as I know in history, he didn't do, like, forced conversions. It's like, at this point in my life, like, we need Jesus. We all need a little bit of Jesus in our lives. And I can't go to war with the elite pedophiles of the world. I can't go to war with the terrible people across the entire world. I can't do that. I'm just one man, and I don't have, like, an army behind me. I can't do all this stuff. I don't have nukes in my back pocket or anything like that. And it's like, I don't have all this stuff. I can't enact change like that. What I can do is sit down and hope for the best and pray that through all this terrible stuff, that there is a plan to hopefully America can regain its composure and right the wrongs of the world, at least in our country maybe, and turn this thing around and become a prosperous nation once again, and be very strong militarily and also very strong economically, because, man, we could use it right now, and it's wild. But that's pretty much about it, guys. That's all I got for current events. It's just been wild, and I've been meaning to talk about this stuff for a little bit now, and I just wanted to suss it all out here, my own thoughts. Tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments, whether it's on Spotify. I love reading the comments on each episode, or, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the fuck. I hate Facebook, by the way. Facebook's the gayest. It's terrible. But let me know, right, wrong, or indifferent. It is what it is. Those are my thoughts as of right now. And we'll just keep trudging along. We'll just keep on going until we can't anymore. You know what I'm saying? Whether we die of old age, get Alzheimer's, or get blown up, nuclear warfare, nuclear fallout, we all turn into ghouls. That could happen too. I've been watching Fallout. Like, that could happen. We could all just get exploded. And the people that don't get exploded could just, die from radiation poisoning or get turned into ghouls and, set us back. So the whole world back into not even back into the Stone Age or anything like that. It'd be a totally different thing. So we just have to figure it out and see what happens and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? And just keep it on. Anyways, with all that said, I do hope you guys enjoy this episode with Jaden Funk. Just not this episode has nothing to do with anything I said previously here. But we did have a lot of fun. It was a really good time. And we talked a lot about his last hunting season. He had a lot of success, bow hunting down there in Missouri. Great guy. I drove down with a trailer down to southern Iowa. This was actually a really fun time because I drove down there. He met me halfway. I drove southern Iowa. He came up from southern Missouri. We met in the middle, and we actually met at Old Barn Taxidermy, set up shop, and Sam Gaylord was gracious enough to let us set up shop there because it was pretty much halfway too. And I had to drop my buck off, my Kansas buck, to get mounted by Old Barn Taxidermy anyways. And we had just had an episode with Sam Gaylord too, which was absolutely phenomenal. If you guys haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to it. It was great. Sam is a great guy, and he let us set up shop in his at Old Barn and record this episode. And on the way back, I hit up my squad leader, Nick Rosine. You guys will hear that episode next week. It was just a great time, great trip. Had a lot of fun. We went out and had some drinks afterwards with Jaden and his wife. This is a good time. It was awesome. Very fun. And so I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Moving on from this, hopefully I still have, sponsors and partners after that whole escapade I just went on. But as of right now, still got Grizzly Coolers. If you guys are in the market for a new cooler, drinkware, or ground or elevated blind, tower blind type situation, check out Grizzly Coolers. Use code WCB at checkout to save some money with them, and also it helps show support for the network and Victory Drive and WCB and Hunt the Mason Dixon with Jordan Jones and Tackle and Tacos with Jordan Johnson. So hopefully you guys can get out there and you need a cooler, check out Grizzly. They're honestly the best. They're made right here in America, made right down the road actually from me in Decorah, Iowa. Just great company, great people, and they are putting out consistently great products. They don't fuck around. So with that said, I also need to talk about Patreon. If you guys want to support the show directly, Patreon is the best way to do that. I have basically a tip tier, which is the single shot tier. It's just $2, $2.24. Then we also have another tier, which gives you a little bit more stuff. I'm trying to be more active on that, getting some merch out, some special Patreon exclusive merch to the Backbone members, which pay $9.95 per month, which I can't even begin to explain my appreciation for all those people. Just listeners like you listening right now and want to support the show directly, and I really, really appreciate that, and it really helps out so much. It really does. So we're trying to do more there. I do want to have a moment of silence. I'm going to start doing this more and more. Giving shout outs from Patreon and everything else too, but I do have to have a moment of silence for Nick Babiak. He recently left Patreon and, canceled. So it is what it is. See you later, buddy. It was nice knowing you. And hopefully you can save your $9.95 and put it towards something really, really good and do good things with that. But goodbye, Nick. All right. I had to do that. He's a good guy. But I just had to have a little moment of silence for Nick Babiak and his departure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I know I did. And sorry for the rant. It's just been stuff that's been weighing on my mind for a while now, and I just had to get it out there. Maybe that probably would have been better for a Patreon exclusive episode. Just me ranting. Maybe I'll start doing that more and more instead of bogging down episode intros with all this shit, but I just had to get off my chest. So, anyways, without further ado, everyone welcome Jaden Funk to the podcast. So, yeah. Anyways, Jaden. Nice meeting you finally, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
This is awesome.
I feel like I know you.
I know. We've done, what, 2 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2
this is our
podcasts.
second podcast.
Yeah. So, obviously, when we talked before, if anyone listening and stuff, we talked quite a bit about, like, some deer that you had previous history with and everything else. Yeah. And, you know, and then we were talking before after this last season, like, dude, we need to do another podcast and, like, kind of finish the story and stuff. And
yeah, because we talked about it in the last podcast. I had shot another deer last year in the crip, and then we were talking about how my wife named all my deer are named after like rappers and things like that, things along those lines.
I love, by the way, like, that's so funny. You got Pac
so
Pac,
and then there's Biggie.
Yep.
Oh, I brought the sheds to show you. Actually, I found. So I shot Pac this year, and then last week I was shed hunting, and I actually found one of his antlers from last year. So my best friend actually found it. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, he gave him to you?
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah, it was on my property.
Well, that makes sense then.
Found big sheds. I mean, I shot the deer.
Yeah, right.
He was cool. He was pretty cool about it. He was a little bit salty, but
like, damn it, dude. Yeah.
I'd do the same for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's the right thing to do.
Well, it's another piece of the story, another piece of the puzzle. I mean, 4 years of history. 4 years, 4 years of history with him. So, long ride.
So is it your property? Like, did you buy it, or is it family property?
It's a permission piece I have. Okay. I got permission. So when I first started bow hunting, I hunted with a mentor, and he actually had access to this property, and he moved. So when he left, I asked if I could get permission because I had hunted there for a while, and I didn't get permission right away. I think it was in 22 that I got permission, and the first time I put out a camera, within a day, I got a picture of Pac. So he was just the deer that was always there, and I mean, that's where the story kind of began.
That's awesome. So let's like back up a little bit because I'm kind of interested in that backstory. So your mentor, you said
So it was the guy who actually, I started mowing with him because I own a lawn care company, and he mentored me in that as well. So he actually, when I think I was 17, he traded me a week of work for a bow, the bow that I shot for years. And he took me basically hunting. He was super old school. He was from Mississippi, and he didn't have a rangefinder for me. He didn't have... he just basically was like, sit in a tree. If something walks out, guess the yardage and shoot it. There was no shooting big bucks or anything like that. He just wanted to shoot does and get meat, and so that's kind of what it was. And he mentored me in a few ways. I went to church with him for a long time, so he's just an awesome guy.
Were you always interested in hunting before?
So I always wanted to. I always had BB guns and stuff, but I never had anybody that really hunted in my family. So I had a cousin who bow hunted, but nobody that was like directly, around all the time. And so I didn't ever get into hunting until I was 16, and it was because he, gave me that bow, 16, 17. So no, I never really hunted. I've always fished. I grew up in Oklahoma on the river, so I've always fished and shot pellet guns and BB guns and stuff, but I had never really done much hunting until I was like 17.
Nice. And how old are you now?
I'm 25.
26.
Okay.
26? Okay.
26, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, so he got you into bow hunting, and he's the one that got you on that property, basically. That was his permission piece and stuff, and then it just transferred over once he...
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you've been hunting there. Is that like your main property, or is it your only property?
It's not a very big property. It's only like huntable, probably 40 acres of huntable ground.
Okay.
So it's not, and I can't rifle hunt it. It's in city limits. So it's one of those places I have to hunt really, really smart. Mm-hmm. And so in the past, I'm, listening to WCB and gaining knowledge over the years, I've learned that you kind of got to stay out. You can't just be tromping around up in there.
Especially a small piece like that.
Yeah, super small piece. So. And access is so important. So this property is for sure my most beneficial property, but it's not necessarily it's my best property. It's my main property, but I do have other places, and I hunt some public land, and then I live on 17 acres, so I can do some hunting there.
There you go. But would you say it's like you're most productive? So you probably
by far,
yeah. So you probably don't hunt it as much as you want to, but
no,
you're trying to be smart about it. And
I think this year I hunted 6 times.
Okay, and
I killed 3 deer there.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good.
It was.
That's nice.
But it's taken a long time, to figure it out because it is so small, and you just got to be smart about it. And when you go in, so
is it like is it more of like are they living there, or is it more of like a travel corridor situation?
So there's a little bit of both. Okay. A little bit of both. There's definitely deer that live on the property, but there's some real steep ridges that are super hard to hunt, and so I don't really even go in that portion. It's just heavily wooded, overgrown, thick stuff, and a ton of ridge, so it's hard to hunt it. So really, when I say there's 40 huntable acres, what you can really access, there's probably 25 acres that you can easily access without just blowing up the woods. So you enter from the top, but I normally want to hunt the bottoms. So it's just it's a funky property, the setup of it.
Yeah,
but
I have a property.
There's a little bit of everything on it. There's an open field, and I have a food plot that I planted this year, and a water hole. But aside from that, it's all timber. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I have a property kind of similar to that where you have to get in from the top to hunt the bottom, but that bottom's like so open. It's like deer kind of just go wherever. It's a big CRP bottom, so it's like kind of tough. But
this is thick bottom.
Thick bottom?
Yeah, it's really thick. Everything's super, super thick on this property. It's not like managed or manicured in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Like I literally have my 4-wheeler trails, and that's the only trails on the property. So
it's probably not. Can you do whatever you want on it, kind of thing, or is it like are they pretty easy going about that?
I can pretty much. I can do most. I'm not going to go put a 2-acre. It's not very big, so I can't. There's not a lot I can do. But I've got a little. It's probably a 1/4 acre plot that I plant every year, and it works super good in the early season for like until October, but they wipe it out by then because there's a really, really high deer density there. There's a ton of deer there that just move through. So, I'll get pictures of 12 does at one time. So they munch it down pretty quick.
Oh yeah. It does not take much for that.
Yeah.
A 1/4 acre food plot to go down, honestly, especially with
that many
does.
It's only beneficial for the very beginning of the season, really. So
is that kind of do you hunt most hardest during the early season when you actually have food to go after, or is it?
So it's hard to. So I always try and pattern a deer in the early season if possible. If not, so the way that Missouri works, you only get 1 buck until November 15th. So that being said, if I shoot a buck in the early season, then I don't get to hunt until rifle season opens up, which is November 15th.
Okay.
So.
But last 2 years. But you can bow hunt during the rifle season in Missouri?
Okay. You can bow hunt you can bow hunt pretty much the entire season.
Okay.
But you have to wear orange obviously, but you can bow hunt right through it. But that being said, you only get your first buck tag, and then rifle season hits and the deer go nocturnal, and it's just so I always try and get one early to take the pressure off, but then I sit there and watch the whole my cameras were going crazy this year because I shot a buck October 21st, and I have no idea who this deer was. I've been running cameras on this property for 4 years now, and I have no idea where this deer came from. But I got 2 days of pictures of him, and I went in and I went in from the top. It was a north wind which blows out at the road. So basically if the wind is blowing in the north, then I have perfect access because everything blows at the road, and I can basically cut everything off in front. So if I walk from the top down and get in, so the way that I went in was super, super long. I walked all the way around the whole perimeter of the property, essentially, and then came in from the bottom, and it was a hanging hunt, so I just hung a saddle. I think I got in at like 3 o'clock, and I shot that buck, and my best friend was actually hunting with me, so we both walked in. He was like 60, 70 yards away.
Oh, nice.
And when I shot the buck at 6, it goes running off, and it literally went 30 yards from him and piled up. And he was watching it, about to draw back, like, oh my God, here comes a big buck.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It was crazy how it all went down. And then he's blowing me up, texting me. He's like, dude, your deer's dead underneath my tree. It was crazy. It was
That's awesome. Just
no track job.
He was sitting there like about to pull back on him.
Yeah, because this deer came, obviously it comes barreling through the woods, and it stopped in an opening and was looking around, but he said he could see blood coming out of its shoulder, and it starts wobbling and just fell over.
That's awesome.
So it was right underneath him. Yeah, it was cool. It was crazy.
That's super cool.
And so I went and walked up. He was like, wow, dude, there could be another buck. And so I'm all fired up. I'm like, let me get out of this tree and go see my deer. I know he's down. And he's like, well, I mean, let's see if anything else comes. So we sat out the rest of the night, and we didn't see anything else. But I went and got him out, and he's afraid of heights. So he's like, dude, I need you to come help me get out of this tree, because he set up a saddle too. It's the weirdest thing. If he's saddle hunting.
How do you help a guy get out of his saddle in a tree?
So he was messing with one of his sticks. Like, he had tried to like adjust one of his sticks.
Okay.
And it was the wire, what's it called? The am steel. Yeah. It was the am steel. And so he tried to kick one of his sticks, and it like knocked it sideways, and so he couldn't even get on his top stick to get out. So I had to climb up and reset his sticks and help him out. And he's really afraid of heights, so him getting in a saddle was like a big step for him. So
how high was he?
I mean, he was 4. I think he was 4 sticks
really?
high. He'll get up there. Get up there, but he'd way rather be in a saddle than be in a tree stand, because he's always strapped to the tree, and he's a bigger guy. So
that's what I've always said about saddles. I talked to Ashley about it some more before too, but I'm like, with like I just have a Novix, what is it, Echo, the bigger platform one, and when I use my lines and rope and climb up, set my sticks and all that stuff, and take my stand and hang that up and everything else. But like, to get in your stand, you have to disconnect to get into it.
You have to.
You can't at some point loop it around. Like, at some point, you're disconnected from the tree.
Right.
And I worked in wind for a few years. I don't know, like 4 years, something like that. And it was one of those things where you're always tied off 100% of the time and everything else. I'm pretty comfortable around heights, but it's still like when you're 15 to 18 to 20 feet up in the air,
20 feet
hanging
in the
your
tree.
stand and everything else, so you're like kind of looking down like, man, this would so fucking suck, especially when you disconnect and like fling your lines and rope around, and you're like, okay, time to get in the stand, like, hopefully this thing's set right.
The 1 second, it's that 1 second where you're just nervous. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Did you hear, I think I talked about it in one of my intros or something like that during the season, but I hung my stand, and I forgot my fucking stand straps in the truck.
So you used you used a stick,
a stick strap, and I was like, yeah, no problem. Like, it's fine. It holds sticks. I don't know if they're any different. Whatever. I strap the stick strap around my stand, and I jump in it. I'm like, do, not connected at all. And then the fucking starts pulling away from the tree. I'm like, what the fuck? I've never had this happen before. I'm like, oh no. So I like grab the tree. Like, no. So I put my foot back on the stick, and I reconnect my lines as they're open, like, to figure this out. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I re-strap down my stand and redo everything. I step back in and put my full body weight on, and sure as shit, it's like starts slipping
back
again. I'm like,
oh my god,
oh geez. So I did this thing again, re-strapped it again, but then I tied a knot around the like in front of or right behind the buckle, so it couldn't slip anymore. But it's still like not like the bottom was on the tree, but the top was still probably about this far off the tree. I'm like, shit, I don't like that.
So the same buddy, Dustin, he we went hunting another time, and he used that am steel for his platform, for his saddle platform this time. And it was so sketchy. That thing was moving around.
Oh,
and it
really?
was, so, I mean, I think that I definitely just use the straps that come with it always. But
don't get away from what the manufacturer intent was.
Right.
You know, like I did. I'm like, this fucking stick strap will be fine. It's like, turns out it's not. So just stick to the straps of the stand that came with the stand or platform or whatever it is, because
100%.
that was sketchy, dude. I'm like, I think I should probably look at getting a saddle.
Yeah, I love my saddle. I actually bought a Latitude saddle this year.
Did you?
The Lone Star. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was looking at that.
I really like it.
Do you?
I like it a lot. I don't know. I never have tried the 2-panel one, the Method 2.
Okay.
But I love the Maverick one. It's a solid saddle. It's so much more comfortable. I had the old XOP one that I hunted with for the last 2 years, and it was good, but this thing's, there's no comparison.
Really?
It's super comfortable. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the hip pinch is what would get me with the XOP, and this one you just don't. There's not a lot of hip pinching, especially if you tie off right. So
See, that's what I was worried about, because I'm like, I always thought, I'm like, man, I'm a bigger guy, and I've heard other big guys say like, yeah, no, saddles are fine. You just have to get the right size saddle for you or whatever. And I always just thought it'd be pulling in on my hips, and I don't like that. 'Cause like I said, we're gonna wind. If I was tied off or something like that with my work positioning lanyard and stuff, like it would pull in times and pinch my hips. I'm like, that's just, I didn't like that on my harness and stuff. But
so with the Lone Star, I don't know the difference in the. I know that the 2-panel is supposed to have even less hip pinch. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never tried that one, but
I think it also is supposed to help with like back support, like lower back support and stuff with the 2-panel deal.
It literally came out the week after I ordered the Lone Star. Gotcha. And I was like, oh, for the same price.
Yeah.
So I
no way.
I like it though. I really do.
Good.
And my buddy has the exact same one, and he weighs probably 250, and so he's a pretty good sized guy. But he would much rather be tied off, and if you tie off right, it's super comfortable.
Yeah.
It's super comfortable.
Well, that's why I figured. I'm like, man, you can just you're wearing your saddle, you have your stand or your platform on your back, just a little tiny little platform thing. So you just slip right up there, and you just stay connected. Then you just and you're already connected. Then you just set your stuff and step in. Like
it's super deadly.
Seems really nice.
It's super deadly.
Yeah, and I hunt a lot of public, and honestly, like the Novix Echo isn't super heavy, but it's heavy enough to be a bitch.
A pain in the ass.
Yeah, and it gets caught up on trees and stuff. It always seems to get stuck in the platform. Then it's just like clink, clonk, clonk. I'm like, damn, seriously,
you're
dude?
trying to be quiet. And
Come on now.
Around.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I do really love the saddle. I always thought they were goofy, but once I got one, I was like, oh. So I've got a bunch of the old cheap tree stands that I keep just hung up year round, but I hardly hunt out of them. I've got 2 of them that I'll hunt pretty commonly, but I mostly saddle hunt almost every time my hunt is out of the saddle.
Yeah, so. I hunt mostly public land. I'd say it's probably like, I don't know, 80-20 maybe, maybe 90-10 right around there.
It would make a big difference.
Yeah, and like a lot of times I'll just go into public, especially if it's a new piece of public that I don't really know yet. I just won't go with the saddle. I'll just hunt off the ground.
Just sit on the ground.
Yeah, and I love hunting on the ground, honestly, but it's so nice being up in a tree because you can see so much. It's a lot more comfortable because like when you're sitting on the ground, you have to be like
dialed the whole time.
Like,
I feel
pretty
like
much.
I'm too fidgety to sit on the ground.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so much deadlier. I feel like just to be in the tree, just because you've got the wind, you're out of the way. It's just. But I do get going on new places for sure. It's beneficial.
I just don't want to carry on my stand. But
have you ever shot anything from the ground?
Yeah. Actually, my second buck.
Really?
Yeah, in my life, I shot off the ground.
How far was he?
17 yards. It was sick.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick.
We're actually on that property I was talking about earlier, but we're hunting on top. Actually in the grove of the owner's, right behind his house in his grove. Because I'm like, the night before we were. I was coming out of my stand. I was walking back up to my truck, and the whole backyard was just full of deer. I'm like, damn. Like, I just hunted in the backyard.
That's where it's at.
So then I left, and the next day, it was November. But it was one of those November days. It was right before daylight savings time. So it was like super early November. I can't remember exactly when. Yeah. But it was warm. It was like the night before was like nice and cool. It was beautiful. And then I was like, damn, tomorrow's going to be like 70. It was like almost 70 degrees. I'm like, damn it, dude. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I got off work and my buddy's like, let's just go out. Let's just go out and like just go sit real quick. Because like, we have like an hour before dark. Just go sit. I'm like, there's a bunch of deer in his backyard. Let's just go sit in his grove. So we went and sat in the grove and got moseyed in there. And we sat in, and it's pretty thick, but there was a bunch of downfall too. So we kind of built a little bit of a natural ground blind just up around us, just to break up our silhouettes a little bit. We were sitting there, and deer started coming out, and they're across the road, just on the edge of the road, just kind of moseying around. He lives right on it's a dead end road, so there's not a lot of traffic right there. Right. It's just people coming to his house, basically. So it's basically his private drive.
Right.
And they're on the other side, and then I was like, "Oh, there's a buck." I looked at my bino, I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Is he nice?" I'm like, I don't know. He's all right. He looks young or whatever. Matt's like, my buddy Matt was with me, and he's like, "Oh, you want me to call or anything?" I'm like, And before I said no, because I was going to say no, and we had a decoy out too. Okay. We had a buck decoy out in the field, and right before I said no, all I heard was. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing that.
Smart Reese Matt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And then that buck like looked over, and then he started rubbing a tree, and then he went down and kind of away from us. Like, okay, well, maybe he'll come back around, maybe he won't. I don't know. I didn't really care because I'm like, he wasn't that big. And then we're sitting there like kind of fucking off, looking around, and off the corner of my eye, I just catch a glimpse of a deer, like right on the edge of the grove, going straight to that decoy. I look up and it's a buck. I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay. So I just grabbed my bow. I didn't even look at his rack. I knew it was a buck, and he's bristled up coming in. So I just got it, and I pulled back, and I was sitting on my ass, and I just scooted up. There's a tree right behind me, like that I was leaning against. And I just scooted up, and
in the sitting position?
Yeah. Just like kind of like pushed up against the tree and just kind of like to get up a little higher. And I was full draw, and he was right there, and I was following him. And as I got up, my bino harness in the back was like scraped.
Yeah.
And right when I did that, he just stopped and looked. I'm like, and just smoked him.
That's kind of cool.
He died in the ditch.
That's
right
awesome.
Next to the road. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. He was not very big. He was
a decoy hunt. That'll fire you up.
Dude, it was so cool. You up. Yeah. He was a giant when he's all bristled up.
Oh, yeah. They look huge. They look huge when they're fired up.
Yeah, and I think awesome. He's like a 2-year-old, but it's my second buck. I just had started bow hunting. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. That was sick.
I've shot some dinks. I think everybody has. You gotta climb the ladder.
Yeah.
I mean, legit.
And honestly, like even to this day, like I'm kind of picky, but not like, I don't know. It's just if it gets you fired up, like it's something like that, I'll shoot another 2-year-old like that. I don't care. Like it was awesome. It was so much fun. But when I'm sitting in a stand and stuff, and if I can see him from ways out, like I do get a little bit picky, if I can see and like really put eyes on them. But those surprise bucks, dude.
Yeah, when they pop up, and especially when they're bristled up, if you just pop out of nowhere all bristled up, it's that's awesome.
So that's the buck that I shot off the ground, and it was awesome. Like ever since then, I'm like, I'm not hunting out a tree stand. Like this was so much fun.
It does seem.
Yeah. And then I just blew a bunch of deer out on public. And I'm like, oh no, maybe I do need a tree stand. So then I bought one. And I just I'm more like kind of hybrid like that. Like if I'm hitting pound in public, I'm super confident sitting on the ground.
Right.
Like I feel pretty good that I can just find a spot, at least to observe and see what deer are doing, and then maybe bring in a stand like later on or the next day or something like that in setup. But I'm not worried about it. Like some people are like allergic to hunting off the ground. But I'm not. I'm like, that's cool, whatever. But
you should check out a saddle.
I know. I think I need to.
I think
honestly.
So. I think so.
Because I can just walk around like, here's a good tree.
It really is a game changer. And then I got the Latitude SS sticks, and those things are awesome. They're so light, and they're quiet, and they're carbon. The carbon SS ones.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I took them on 3 hunts this year, and the deer I shot on the 21st of October. My buddy was there. We got them all cleaned up back to that story. Mm-hmm. We got them all cleaned up, took pictures and everything, and I had totally freaking forgot my sticks. Somebody found them and stole them.
Oh no!
It had been, I shot this buck and I was like, okay, well I can't hunt again until November 15th, and so I wasn't, even thinking about it, and so I went out to get all my saddle stuff put up and. I was like, where are my sticks at? So I was like, oh my gosh, I left them out at that property. Mm-hmm. So I was like, surely they're still there.
Yeah, it's private.
Yeah, it's private. I mean, it does get occasionally trespassed just because where it's at. But
yes. that happens. But.
It happens. But I was like, man, I went back out there and they were gone.
No way.
So I think I probably hunted with them three times.
No way, dude.
And,
oh my goodness.
I was heartbroken.
Dude,
I was
too.
And what's crazy was right where they should have been was my knife. My knife was still there, my ropes. So dude literally left my knife, my ropes. He was like, forget that, but I'm just taking the sticks.
Is it a shitty knife?
No, it was an outdoor edge. It was,
really?
It was one of the ones with the changeable
hell?
blades. Yeah. I have no idea. Yeah.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, it hurts my heart.
That would hurt my heart, especially
really,
on private. Like you think you're more safe on private than you are public. Right. And I've left my stand and sticks up on public before, and like been like, as I'm leaving, I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's the right move or not. I'm like,
I think it had been a couple weeks. It had been a couple weeks, so
I
don't know.
It's like
either way,
usually for me, but
either way,
still, dude, come on. Like I
just a dick. I hate being stolen from,
dude.
It's like feels like someone took advantage of you.
Oh yeah,
I mean they did, but yeah.
Well, that's why thievery is like it's like I mean that's like a pretty big sin, and like back in the day that people would get their hands chopped off for. Like that's a big deal. Like,
I mean, it hits
you don't
deep.
steal.
It hurts.
You know, like, you can't trust thieves and liars. Like everyone says that. Like,
I
that's
know,
a
and
big
it's
deal.
like who's on my property and hunting. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
They got some nice sticks.
Yeah, you probably saw him like, oh, let me trade these things out. And he sat at your spot and then came down. I was like, all right, let me just take these sticks.
I remembered my platform on the bright side.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
That's a
no, I didn't. I actually bought a new platform. Yeah, so
really,
yes, he
stole that too. Then
he took my platform and my sticks.
No shit.
Damn, I forgot about that. yeah. So
dude, I hate thievery. I hate it so much.
I mean, dude literally walked out of the woods with $500. he was grinning ear to ear. I bet. Yeah.
Like I put up cameras on public, and I'm not like,
right.
I should be more careful, but I'm like, fuck it. Put it right there. Like I buy cheap trail cameras for public. I'm like, if they get stolen, they get stolen.
Obviously.
But never had a camera stolen. But dude, like this year, we've had like 3 SD cards stolen out of our cameras. Like they just yoink them out. I'm like, all right, well that's almost like thanks for not stealing the camera too. But like, fuck man, like, my SD card. Like you just go up there and you just open it up and just take the SD card. Like. What are you trying to do? You're trying to be like, oh, we don't like other people hunting here. It's like it's public, dude.
Or are you just gonna go home, see what's on them, and then just keep it? It's like,
well, I mean, and I'm almost positive it's the private landowner right next door. I'm almost positive. I'm like, dude, you have like 700 acres of like prime private land.
Isn't that weird?
Fuck around.
Isn't that so weird?
And you're gonna come around and mess around with us. You know, peasants out here trying to pound public. Like, what the hell, man? Like, come on. Like, that's what frustrates me the most. Like, it's public. Like.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm almost positive because like to get to that public, it's really, really hard to get in and out of. And I pretty much know for the majority of the time, like who is hunting that public because we do hunt it quite a bit, and it's laid out really nicely and meet a lot of people that hunt it. Like, it could have been guys, but it happens so frequently.
Yeah,
and it's not even like I would understand if I was like putting a trail camera like on his private lane fence.
But you're
right.
In the property.
We're in there ways, dude. We're in there a decent amount. Like. Hundreds of yards.
You see stuff about that on Facebook all the time. There's people, there's a guy in Kansas City who's been throwing a fit about because there's a guy who owns private and there's a right on public, and so there's just always beef between. I don't understand why the people on private always mess with the people on public. It's like,
I don't know. I mean,
you got all this land to enjoy yourself on, and you're still trying to ruin someone's land.
I just don't. It just doesn't. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, come on, guys. Like, even like other public land guys, it's like when they're going around being assholes, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, we're all trying to do the same thing here. We're all just trying to have fun and enjoy what we, enjoy the outdoors. Like, we're all like to do the same thing
cutthroat
here, but it's brutal.
It is brutal.
Like, fuck, man.
It is.
I think I need to set up like faux cameras up around and like have other real cameras like really super strategically just to see who would make sure I get them on camera so I can turn them in or something. Yeah. Be like, this is the asshole, man.
A fake camera with a camera set up.
Yeah, with like some corrupted SD card. And like, take that one, asshole. Or like, it has a picture of like my asshole on it or something like that. It's like, how you like them pictures, buddy?
How you like that? I was saying that to my buddies. I was like, we could just like put a virus on someone's computer if they steal your SD card. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you could get creative with it, but
it wouldn't be that hard, I don't think.
Just like 200 pictures of my butthole. Crazy, dude.
He's like, whoa.
Oh, jeez. Got you.
That'd be hilarious.
Especially if it picked up like deer. So he's like going through the deer page, like, oh, yeah, nice buck.
And then
Nice
he's got to
deer,
keep
nice
going.
deer. And then it's like, whoa, oh,
shit.
what is going on?
Shit. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so so you killed that buck.
Yes.
Lost your sticks and platform, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So did you bought new stuff before you went back?
I had a
or-
cheaper set of sticks, and I did buy a new platform. So
Yeah. But so did you hunt at all? No, you didn't, because you killed. So then you just kind of were observing, kind of watching stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so when November came on the 15th, I hunted rifle season. I hunted rifle season pretty hard. I hunted like 5 days in a row, and I didn't just nothing I wanted to shoot. And in the back of my mind, there was always Pock and Biggie and the deer at the other property. So it was just, yeah. So I was picky. I was super picky through rifle season, and I bought a new 30-30 Henry lever action. So I wanted to shoot a deer with that, and I didn't even shoot a doe with that. So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, rifle season.
You will next year.
Rifle season's wild, though. I mean,
wild.
once rifle season hits in Missouri and the Orange Army comes out, it's a whole different playing field. The deer, they shut down. And I mean, it sounds like a war zone everywhere. So that being said, yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of bow hunting just because, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, everyone's out shooting. So, yeah, I rifle hunted for a good week or two. Then I just laid off and, watched my cameras. And my cameras were pretty stale once rifle season hit. But
real quick, do they do a lot of deer drives in Missouri with rifle, like during rifle season, or is it more just like sitting and?
I don't think there's a lot, and I don't know if you can legally do a deer drive on public land, and I've never even hunted any ground in Missouri where you can even rifle hunt. Most of the public ground you can't rifle hunt.
Really?
Most of it's bow only. I mean,
shit.
Most of anything I've ever hunted really is bow only. I mean, there are some places you can go for sure that you can rifle hunt, but it's not super accessible. So, and I'm sure that the few places you can rifle hunt are insane on opening day and all the rifle season. It's only 15 days, I think. Yeah. So there's like 15 days. There's a bunch of doe seasons and late. There's alternative seasons. So there's a bunch of different seasons, but yeah, for the most part, I don't know anybody that rifle hunts on public land at all. So that being said, private is really chopped up. There's not a lot of big tracks. So I'm sure some people do deer drives, but I don't see it a lot.
Okay.
I don't think it's super common in Missouri.
Because in Iowa, it's getting less and less common, but it's still a lot of guys that do
I mean,
it,
I'm sure there's guys that definitely do it around.
I think it's just because in Missouri you could always rifle hunt.
Yeah.
So in Iowa, it wasn't until recently that you could, and we were still cavalry restricted in Iowa. But for the longest time, ever since I grew up hunting, it's always shotguns. So like your effective range is like 50 to
you can
like generally like a lot of guys are out there hunting with they throw slugs in and they shoot out of the bird barrel. So it's like
100 yards
maybe.
Yeah.
with that setup, but if you get like a decent shotgun with a rifle barrel and stuff and shooting the sabos or whatever,
I'd almost be scared to do a deer drive in Missouri during rifle season because I mean most guys just hunt with a 30-06 or 7mm Magnum, and I'm not trying to have that whipping through the woods when I'm walking through the woods.
Right? No, I don't blame you.
Those are some big calibers that'll move pretty far.
When they go away,
they'll go away. So that being said, I mean,
like Wisconsin, they can shoot whatever they want. They still do deer drives.
Really?
Yeah. They're wild. They're wild out there, and I guess not a lot of people die, so that's good. But
that's always good.
I haven't heard of a whole lot of people dying. Like, 25 dead in Wisconsin this year. It's like people are generally pretty safe, which is kind of wild to think about. And like, say with Iowa, like we do deer drives, but they're pretty safe. There's some times in my life where I'm just like, damn, that was a little close. A little close.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. You get move past it.
Most of the people I know that hunt in Missouri, I mean, everybody and their uncle is out on opening day of rifle season because not only is it the guys that rifle hunt, but it's all the guys that have already shot a buck with a bow. They all get their tags too. So everybody wants to go out the 15th through. Yeah, and the fact that it's such a short rifle season, such a short window, it's just the whole period of time. So crapshoot.
Yep. So you only have one rifle season though. It's not broken up with like rifle 1, rifle 2. It's just rifle.
It's just rifle season.
Okay.
I think it's just 15 days of rifle season, and then you have the alternative later in the season, and then doe specific rifle seasons. So
yeah, it's because in Iowa we break it up. So we have basically a week, not quite a week of first season. Then you have 2 weeks of second season, essentially. Is kind of how it breaks down in Iowa.
You can't bow hunt any of that, can you?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No bow hunting.
That's sad.
No bow hunting allowed.
I
don't know. I get it.
Honestly,
I honestly get it. Like
I do too.
Now, if Iowa got rid of deer drives, outlawed deer drives, and that kind of stuff, then I'd be like, yeah, why wouldn't you be able to bow hunt too? Right. But honestly, like
if you're sitting in a tree and a whole deer drive comes walking by you, it's like,
and also you're kind of like, especially you're hunting public, you're just kind of like sitting there watching like do, and also you just see dudes like walking through, you're like, well, fuck.
That's it.
You know, it's like, right.
It does. It really does make sense.
You know, but I don't know. I kind of like it at the same time because it gets the just like how a lot of like bow only guys, like they're like they want to keep it sacred. Yeah. Well, it's like archery season is sacred. I like bow hunt too, and I don't want gun hunting during archery. Like that's not I don't even want crossbows during archery season.
Yeah.
It's like
no, I agree.
I think it needs to be set up the way it is because you're hunting them during the most vulnerable period of time in their life, and you should be limited, right?
Right.
But just like on the flip side, I am also a gun guy, and I like gun hunting still. I like to keep gun season. Right. It's like, get the fucking bow hunters out of here. Let the gun guys go through and have their fun. Because bow hunters have had
from
2 months,
the first of October to
December. So they've had 2 months of hunting. It's like, come on. Let the gun guys go through and have their couple weeks of fun, and then you can go back to bow hunting because you can bow hunt during late muzzleloader. So that picks back out. So
gotcha.
It's
like,
okay. Let the gun guys go through and have fun. And
that makes sense.
That
does make sense.
That's the way I see it. Like if we were going to keep archery season sacred, I'm 100% agreement. But in Iowa, I also like to keep gun season
sacred.
Yeah.
It's understandable, and it does make sense with gun drives and all that. So yeah, I just wish that Missouri would give us both of our tags up front because you can buy them. You can buy your any deer tag, or you can buy 2 any deer tags, but you can only use one of them up until a certain point. So it basically, that's the only thing I wish. But you got to save some deer for the gun hunters. I guess is the thought process on that one.
I think so. I think that's probably the thought. I think that's the thought process with Iowa, I believe, where it's like because it's the same thing. Right. Same thing. You can get an archery tag and then a gun tag. Yeah. Or late muzzleloader tag. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of one of those things like Iowa, I feel like is set up appropriately. Right. Like some places aren't.
I agree. Iowa's everyone wants to go to Iowa and hunt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to come up here and hunt. You can hunt pretty close to Iowa and Missouri.
Oh yeah. You can get basically Iowa.
Yeah.
Because like Ashley and I, we went down and gun hunted, and Derek and Beagle and all them guys. Like we went down to southern Iowa and gun deer, and it is literally like we were hunting the border of Missouri. Like those same deer that we shot some really nice deer out there. Like one kid shot $3 in one sip. You can party hunt.
Yeah.
What?
One push. Yeah,
one push. Crazy. Shot $3, and the smallest one was probably 140s.
That's
the biggest
insane.
one was like maybe 160s. So it's like
$3 in one push.
Yeah, one kid. He ended up shooting 9 deer in that one shit. He shot $3 and like a bunch of does. And it's like, jeez, dude. But it was literally it was Iowa, and then there's a fence line in Missouri. Yeah. So you can get up there, dude.
There's a lot of good deer in Missouri.
Oh yeah,
especially in the northern portion. I think there's good deer all over Missouri, but yeah. So so gun season didn't work out too well, but then then archery season picked back up. Yes.
Would be late season.
So once rifle season was over, I mean, I have cell cameras. I run cell cameras. I've got 2 on that property, and so I'm always watching. And Pac, who has been there for years, he always leaves during the rut. So pretty much come around October 20th, he's gone for at least a month. And so I didn't really pay any attention to hunting out there because he's never really there. Well, I got a picture of him one night, And I was like, okay, he's back around. And so then Biggie showed up too. And so both Pac and Biggie were in there. And I was like, this never happened. So like I literally got back-to-back pictures. I got a picture of Biggie walking by, and then the next picture's Pac walking down the same trail up the same spot. And I was like, I'd be dumb not to go in there tomorrow. Like I've got the right wind. And so I was pretty confident. I was pretty confident in the set. I was like, I think I'm gonna. This was towards the later part. I can't remember what day it was. October or December 20 something. Later December. I was like, I'm gonna go in and I think I'm gonna kill Pac or Biggie. They're both here. They're both on the property within 100 yards at least, maybe 200 yards of this area. And so I went to the exact same spot that I shot that deer on the 21st. I got in the same tree. My bow hanger was still in there, climbed up. I always forget my bow hanger.
I do too.
I'm so bad.
I'm the worst.
So then I'm sitting in a saddle holding the bow.
Yeah.
So thank God.
Is that draped across your bridge or whatever?
I do it way too often. I don't know why. That's my weakness, but I always forget my bow hanger. But my bow hanger is still in the tree. And so I had left one stick in that tree. And so I climbed up, sat up, and Pac did exactly what the buck on the 21st did. They walked the exact same trail, but so I shot the one on the 21st, which was an awesome buck, by the way. He was a stud.
Oh yeah.
And that was
really
an
nice
awesome
buck.
deer. Yeah, he weighed 225 pounds dressed.
Jeez.
So he was
dressed.
Holy
shit.
Yeah, he was a massive deer.
Damn, that's a good surprise.
That was
dude.
the biggest body deer I've ever shot by far.
Damn.
And all my buddies were like, "What? This thing is huge!" Yeah. So that was an awesome surprise buck. But yeah, so Pac does the exact same thing. He comes walking down this trail, and I've hunted this ridge in the past, and I bumped him out of there. So back up a little bit. 2022. When I first started getting pictures of Pac, I was like, this is the deer I'm going to kill. And it just one thing after another. So I sat up a box blind one day, or a pop-up blind one day, and I watched him at like 80 yards. And I just watched him feed around the field. And so then I was like, okay, I got to get further in the woods. And so I moved further down this drainage, or down this hill. And this was when I wasn't paying as much attention to the wind and how I accessed it. So I was trying to access it just straight in from the top rather than coming from the top and then wrapping around the bottom. And so when I was doing that, I was bumping deer out because they would be on the ridge and I would try and come in off that ridge. So I actually walked in one time, and I've seen Pac in person 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
So I was 35 yards away from him, hanging a tree stand.
Oh no!
And he goes blowing out of there. And so that was in like 22. And so, I mean, that was super defeating. And so 23 comes, and, I hunted hard in 23 and to no avail. I think I saw him. I don't think I ever saw him in 23 or 24. I never saw him in 23 or 24. So in so when I sat up in this tree stand, it was about probably 40 yards from where in 22 I bumped him. So this was further down the drainage where he would be walking to, rather than getting closer up to where he was sleeping or where he was bedding. So he comes walking down the hill and does the exact same thing that deer did on the 21st. And I shot that deer at 12 steps. Like 12.
Jeez.
Yeah, I could have sped on him. He was right underneath me, and he was quartered too. But then Pac, actually, he kind of veered out, and I shot him right at like 20 yards, and I put a perfect shot on him. And I've never felt so confident in a shot. And I always get so jacked up. I get buck fever bad.
Oh, gotcha.
Really, really bad. Like it happens. So this year was a really good year for me. But
because did you get like all nerved up on your first one this year?
No. I was pretty jacked up on the first one this year. I was definitely more jacked up on the first one. But when I drew back on Pac, I was like, you're cooked, dude. You're so done. So I felt really good. I drew back and let my shot go. And when it hit, I was like, he's cooked. He's done. And I freaked out. I lost it. I started yelling in the tree, and I FaceTimed everybody. And I was like, he's dead. And I have horrible hearing. So anyone who knows me knows that I'm deaf as can be.
Yeah. Dude.
And
me too.
It's bad. It's bad. So I was like, I'm on the phone and I'm like, I heard him go down. And they're like, no. Everyone's like, no, you didn't. Like, you're dead. Yeah, whatever. And I'm like, I heard him go down. He is within 50 yards of us dead right now. And everyone's like, okay. So I was super confident. And my two of my best friends, Noah and Dustin, both came to help me get him out. And so they met me. I didn't even go look at my arrow. I just walked straight out. I got everything out of the tree, walked straight out, walked back up to the truck. So they showed up and we went back to the shot. Arrow was perfect, looked perfect. I got a complete pass through. And I was shooting the mega meats. That's what I've been shooting the last 2 years.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
They are nasty broadheads. Okay. They do some damage.
So even with your quartering 2 shot?
So I shot through the deer's shoulder on the quartering 2 shot.
Really?
It went through his shoulder and then into his heart and hit the bottom of his lungs.
Damn.
He literally went 60 yards and I smashed his shoulder.
That's funny because I have recently lost a lot of faith in forward deploying broadheads. I know those are.
Yeah.
But those are set up a lot different, I think, than the shit I was shooting before.
Right.
You know, they're all different. But
I've always shot.
I've heard those mega meats. I've heard those mega meats are fucking nasty.
They're nasty. They're nasty. I mean, all my friends shoot them this year. Everyone I know that's the bow hunts with them now.
Yeah.
They're nasty. They do some carnage.
That's awesome.
So we went and got the arrow, and I was so pumped up. My buddies are both blood trailing. I'm blood trailing. And so we're on the trail, and I think I lose blood, and I'm following, you know, the little red berries that fall off. I think it's like multiflora rose. They're just little red balls that you'll see them on the ground. And
they look like cherries.
Yeah, they look like little tiny cherries. Yeah. So there were a bunch of those on the ground. So I kept getting mixed up where the blood was.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting off the blood trail, and they got probably 20 yards away from me. I think I'm still on blood. I'm all confused, and they're like, he's down, and I hear him yelling in the woods, and so I go sprinting through the woods. It was the coolest moment because they've hunted this deer too. I mean, it's been so long that I've hunted Pock that it was like, somebody just killed this damn deer.
Yeah.
If it's not me at this point, I mean, it is what it is.
He's gonna die of old age here soon enough.
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean, literally the
4
first
years, and he was
the first picture I got of him was the best he ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's probably
in 22, he looked 4 or 5. He was a tank, and this year he was the smallest he's ever been by a long shot.
Really? Yeah. So
his
going
body
down.
I mean, his body, I think I didn't actually weigh him, but he was not. I mean, he weighed 155 pounds. Probably. Yeah, he was not.
He's also post rut too, and if he's already kind of going downhill, he probably started the rut out and barely 200.
Yeah, and so actually he actually had a big huge hole in his hindquarter. He had been gored with 3 there were 3 holes, and it was just full of infection. Ooh. So he was going. I don't know that he would have made it through this year. I'd be very surprised with the infection that was in his leg. It's pretty bad.
Well, maybe he came back by and he's like, dude, all right, I'm tired. I'll let this fucking kid kill me finally. Like, all right. Yeah, I've been diving and dodging you for years now. Like, all right, I'm tired, boss.
Give it up.
I'm tired. Time to go home.
I honestly, I mean, I couldn't have wrote it up any more perfect. He did exactly what I thought he would do.
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, it was picture perfect.
That's
awesome. So then dude. I got to recover him with my 2 best friends. The recovery is awesome. They took great pictures. And I mean, we just sat there for a minute and just soaked it in. It was like, this is an old legend. I mean, I've been talking. My mom knows who Pock is. I'm like, I used to get so mad and be like, Mom, I don't know. This deer he's gonna be the death of me. He's gonna die of old age. Like,
then I'm gonna find him as a deadhead, and it's gonna be sad.
And that's the thing. I never found any of his sheds prior to this year. So I don't know where he goes. I didn't know where he was or what he did in the winter. So, and it's such a small property that it's very possible that he doesn't shed on me.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming you're surrounded by other neighbors that have connecting woods and stuff.
So there's plenty of other places.
Probably another guy that's like picking up the sheds every year. Like, oh, this deer's nice. It's a cool deer.
And so, I mean, everything just finally came.
That's awesome.
Everything finally came to fruition and happened, and they were there. It was just perfect. It was so cool to have them there with me when I got the recovery, and yeah, it was awesome.
That's what it's all about, honestly. People say that all the time, like, this is what it's all about, but it's like that kind of stuff. It is like, that's
my buddies were invested. Mean, they helped me plant food plots, and I've got they share a camera with me, so they get to see all the stuff that comes in on that camera, on the food plot camera. So it was super cool. I mean, everyone's super invested in that deer. My wife was like, no way. When I called her, I was like, Buck's dead. She's like, no freaking yeah. So everyone was just as pumped as I was. They're like, finally, he got this thing. Everyone had lost faith in me at this point.
This kid needs to just hang it up. No, because you killed a great buck earlier. It's not like you're not killing deer, it's just not killing that deer. But
no.
How long have you and your wife been together?
We're 7 years. We're going on 7 years dating.
Yeah, so Buck's been in your life.
Oh yeah, no, she's literally known about this.
She's literally been through it all.
She's been through it all. She's known about this deer the whole time, so she was right there with me.
That's hilarious. That's awesome, dude. Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
that's huge.
It was an awesome year. It was a huge year.
Is this your first time
tagging out?
Completely
tagging out. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was an awesome year.
Hell yeah.
I've never shot more than one buck, and I mean this year and last year I shot the biggest bucks I've ever shot. All three of the bucks I've shot back to back were. Each one was progressively bigger, and Pac was not.
No, but he is
a legend.
Probably old.
Yeah, just an old man.
He's an old ass dog, man.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I literally think that deer had to have been 7 or 8 years old minimum, just based on. I mean, he could have been 8 or 9 even.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got 4 years of history, so
Yeah,
but your first picture of him was
22.
Pretty.
Yeah,
he wasn't a 2-year-old.
No, no, by no means. So, yeah. It was a long story that finally came to an end, and I'm so happy it did. And I'm glad I made a good shot, and he went down just like I said. He only went like 50 yards.
Yeah.
So
that's how he deserved to go. Honestly, you know, he didn't need to be chewed apart by coyotes and other shit, or
no kidding,
just die freezing to death
of old age. Yeah, with an infection in his leg. And
because I mean, like. Let's face it, like dying of old age as a wild animal.
It's not that glorious.
It's not good at all, actually. Like I was reading this story. What was his name? Scarface. Yeah, his Scarface. The lion out in the Serengeti. I don't know how I got on this. Sometimes sometimes it pops up. Stuff pops up. I'm like, dude, whoa! And then I end up like for the next few hours. I'm like, what's up with this lion in the Serengeti, dude? I was like, he was a super famous lion that people would always take pictures of and stuff. And
didn't he get kicked out of the pride?
No.
Oh no,
no, dude, he's the king.
Oh,
he was the king of the Serengeti, brother. Like he fucking was out there. He had his 2 brothers with him. They were ruling the roost. They had like a huge land that they commanded with their pride, and he was in charge of the pride all the way up until he died. Like he got usually, younger lions come and kick him out. Like, okay, get out of here, grandpa. Like your time's done.
But
he was fighting off. Yeah, he has brothers with him and stuff too. But he's fighting off younger lions all the time, and I think that's how he got his scar. He had a big scar right down his face, over his eye and shit. I don't know if Lion King had anything to do with it, but basically Scarface was lion,
I was literally thinking
basically,
Scar.
Yeah, just like Scar from damn Lion King. But he was a badass lion, dude. He's just killing everything and fighting a bunch of other lions and shit. And he got so old that other lions, like, they just didn't mess with him. They're just like, okay, he's the ruler. He's the king. Like, we're just going to follow him until he's dead. And then he ended up going off by his own. But he's like, pictures of him like in his prime, he's just like fucking huge, just jacked and like super proud. And then pictures of him when he's dead, he's just like scrawny, skinny. He just went off by himself. And the camera, like some people with some photographers saw him like off by himself. Like, that's weird. So like watching him like moseying off by himself, because I guess when animals like that die, they don't want to die. They don't want to show weakness. Right. So they go out, be lonesome for a while, and then he just like fell over and died. Like, that's actually pretty peaceful.
I mean,
he's an apex predator
killed.
too.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't happen with like prey animals, dude. No. Like they start getting old, they get ripped up, either ripped to shreds or they
coyotes
are run down and everything else. Like it's not like a peaceful situation in the wild. It's ruthless. So.
Well, the story of Pac is over, but the story of Biggie is still.
There you go.
Hey,
you still got Biggie.
Biggie is still out there.
Do you have any other ones other than
then
What do
Biggie.
you got? Like, I don't know. Are you like?
it was
Are you
Crit,
getting
Biggie.
rid of? Are you running out of like old rappers? Now you gotta like start naming like Drake or some shit or fucking there's Kendrick. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know rappers very well either, so maybe Ashley can help me out. I only know those two really honestly because they don't like each other, and
so that's actually like the thing about this property is there really aren't a lot of deer that live on the property that I would even notice enough to name.
sure.
So Biggie and Pac they've been consistent. They've always been there. They're very recognizable just because I've seen them so many times on camera. And then Crip last year just because, I named him Crip. And actually, my wife named him Crip.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So, but no, I mean,
because did he have like a certain?
she said he was
walk?
throwing up C's.
Okay.
throwing up C's because he had a bunch of curved in stuff and goofy stuff.
Nice. I like it.
So it was really just those are the only 3 deer I have named. I mean, there's a few other bucks that I know of, but no, I don't have any. I haven't come up with any yet. I've got some on trail camera that I might name next year.
Yeah.
But so far that's it.
That's right on.
That's it so far.
How old do you think Biggie is?
I mean,
Did they show at the same time? Was Biggie like
I think-
significantly smaller than Pac at
I
the
would
time?
say
or-
I would say Biggie was a year younger maybe.
Okay.
Because he's quite a bit big. He had a massive hernia. I think I sent you a picture in the beginning of the season. He had a massive hernia in his stomach.
Fucking getting old.
He freaking made it through, and the hernia went away.
Oh, nice. All right.
I don't know how that happens in the wild, but the hernia.
Suck it in.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. So I mean, I would say he's
Gotta be
6 or 7 too. I mean, he has to be. But when I first started getting pictures, Pac was definitely a little bit bigger, and then from that point on, Biggie's been bigger. Not antler wise. Biggie's a 10, and Pac was just the obvious 8. So he's got to be up there. And so I actually found his shed this deer season during bow season. I was helping a buddy that hunts like 3 properties over. I was helping him recover a deer, and we're walking through his woods and looking for a deer that he shot. And I look over and I'm like, oh my God, that's Biggie's shed. And he's
You
like,
knew it right away.
Oh, I didn't even, I was probably 30 yards away from it. And I said, that's Biggie's shed. And he's like, what? And I'm like, because he doesn't keep up with the deer that I name and stuff like that as much. And so I go pick it up and I'm like, holy shit, this is Biggie's shed. Yeah. So all these years I've found both of their sheds from last year, this year for the first time. So it kind of puts another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Biggie was, I mean, every bit of a mile away from where I hunt when I found his shed. So
Damn.
that explains why I've never found it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. He's wintering plenty far away.
Far away.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know that he's still around for sure, because when I shot Pac, I lost it in the tree. I was screaming, and then I brought 3 guys in there and we're blood trailing. And he was in there when he had to have been in there. So I hope to see him next year.
Unless you scared him.
Yeah, I
Scared
mean,
him so bad. He's like, I ain't fucking going back there, dude.
I definitely scared him bad enough.
There were demons in the trees, guys. I swear to you.
I lost it. So he definitely heard me. I mean, but from that point on, and that camera was dying too, so I never put batteries back in it. But I have another camera that was running all year, and I haven't got another picture of him this year. So
did Biggie and Pac, did they usually come back through before they shed, or like once they leave for the rut, like they're pretty much gone?
No, so that's the thing. So last year, the camera that I had running this year is way in the woods, and so it dies super fast every year. So this year I put a solar panel on it, and I don't like to go in there because it's the spot where it's the main trail that deer are going to be using, and if I'm going in there all the time, it's not going to add up well for me.
Yeah, right.
So last year that camera died, and so I guess I was just missing it in December. I mean, they're obviously using it some, and I definitely struck while the iron was hot. I saw that they were in there the night before, and I was like, they got to be in there tonight. I mean, they're close.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They weren't around much, but they would definitely pass through, like, once a week, once or twice a week. And the fact that they were going to bed in the middle of the night together. It kind of, I know how the property works, and so I knew where they were coming from and where they were going. I actually got Pac on both cameras, so I knew he was, in this portion of the property, and normally he goes back out towards the food plot I have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought if I could cut him off before dark, cut him off on the way there. And so, yeah, I don't know. I know that they both use the property year round, but I don't think that they stayed on the property a lot in the later season. And I think they were, and obviously Biggie goes pretty far away this time of year. I don't think that Pac necessarily did. I don't know where he went. I found that one shed, so that tells me it was actually in the opposite direction. So I don't know.
Tells you something though.
Yeah,
It definitely tells you something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Biggie's next year.
Biggie's next year. Yeah, Biggie's next year. I hope.
Unless you get another random surprise.
Yeah, and I'm sure
I'll
name a deer.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I mean, this property is productive, but it doesn't have giant deer. I mean, I'm not chasing 170-inch deer on it, but there's consistently good bucks on it. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously they're old, and that's a good thing.
Old.
You're getting the age class there. It's like
absolutely.
You might not have like the super freak genetics that other people have, but the thing is, like with properties I've heard from people that are way fucking smarter than me, they're like, yeah, you want like Austin and Ross, like they're kind of in a different category because like Ross has the age and the genetics.
Right.
Austin, he has age and like good genetics, but he's like he's like he bought a farm in Iowa, hunted it for a year and was kind of like actually I hunted it. I'm sorry, I hunted it for a year because he didn't draw that year, and I shot a nice 140-inch buck off of it. I'm like, hell yeah, thanks, Austin.
Okay.
But then he hunted like late season.
But it's not what he's looking for. It's not a 199.
Right. So
like
he's like,
this
property just ain't quite doing it for me, So he sold that one up and, flipped it because he did a lot of work to it and flipped it and then bought a new property and hunted that property and shot a nice buck, like 160s or whatever off that. And then he's like, that property's still not doing it for me. He ended up flipping that too because he, once again, did a bunch of work to it and, he's got, like, consistently upgraded. And then he bought his property. He's like, this has got, like, this has good genetics. Like, neighbors have good genetics. Like, he's feeling really good about it. Actually, so much he built a house on it. So that's good. But, like, guys like that.
Yeah, because they're in a different
Iowa. Yeah, they're playing a different, they're on a different program than I am. Yeah. Where I'm just like, if you can get the age class there, then eventually you're just gonna set them up for success to be the biggest that they possibly can be, and whatever that lands on is kind of what it is. Whether you're gonna be mostly shooting like 140s, 150s, like whatever, that's great. Yeah. Or you get that one that just has that random freak genetic, and then you let them get the age.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's good deer out there, but the biggest two deer that I had on camera this year were Biggie, and then the one I killed on the 21st. I never named him. He was new. Yeah, well, I didn't have a name for him. I got to come up from the big one.
Something, I guess. Like
the 10. Crab claw.
Yeah. Like you're just your typical hunting show name
G2.
now. Like,
G2 buck.
Yeah. Split brow. Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, I mean, those are the biggest deer on the property.
Good. So. Yeah. It's doing something, dude.
Yeah.
Doing something right. Because I don't know. I'm getting, the thing is with me, like I'm getting close. Like I'm getting so close. Yeah. And just not. And I hunted my longbow this year. It's like I had an opportunity at a fucking giant 9-pointer.
All year.
Like, damn it, dude. Then he's like 34 yards. I'm like, fuck.
As much as I wanted you to kill one with the longbow this year, I was like, God, I hope he throws that thing out and takes it. I knew you weren't gonna.
I can't, dude. I already
committed to it.
I told too many people I've sat on this fucking thing. The whole, all like 17 listeners of Victory Drive are like, they're like, dude, you said it. Like, we're gonna hold you to it.
Yeah. I was holding you to it, but I was like, I hope he gets it done.
No one once has ever held me to it, but they're in my mind they're holding me to it because I said it. So I'm like, I'm a man of my word. I have to do this. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
What about next year?
I'm gonna kill a buck with a longbow. Like I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. Maybe I'll just like shoot the first spike I see. And like, yeah, I'm good to go.
I shot a buck.
I did it, baby. We'll see. I don't know if I keep getting skirted by giants, and I'm gonna have to shoot
34 yards.
Yeah, dude.
That is So that is so in the wheelhouse that it's just like,
yeah.
I respect you for it. I mean,
thanks.
Hey, you took it back out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone has said too. Like, hey, I commend you for it, but damn. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least I have nice words to hang on the wall instead of antlers. But
What kind of compound do you have?
Well, right now I just have an elite Omnia right now, but I'm trying to sell it so I can buy something different.
Get you a Hoyt.
Maybe I'll get a Satori and just stick to it. I sell my compound, just buy another recurve. Be like, what the fuck, dude? No, I don't know. I do really want a Hoyt. I like them a lot. I've shot, at like shields and stuff, like just shot like the Matthews and Hoyts and stuff before and everything else, and knowing damn well I can't afford them right now, but I'm like, I want to shoot them anyways. No intentions.
I bought my bow right before I proposed intentionally.
Okay.
So I bought a Hoyt VTM.
Yeah.
I guess it's been 3 years now. 3 years.
Nice.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been a good bow to me.
They're great.
They
make great. I mean, every bow company makes great bows. It seems like anymore. It's just kind of like I've always liked the looks of Hoyts. They look nice. Yeah. Like that means something.
Yeah, it does.
I don't want it to look like a.
If it looks good, you feel good.
Yeah. Like, no offense to PSE, I just think their bows are uglier than fuck.
Yeah.
So like they might shoot great. They might be fast and they shoot great. Maybe I don't know, but I think they're uglier than sin. I'm not a PSE guy. Like Elite, I think they're very much just like they're a good looking, but they have a good. Nice paint job, nice finish on them. Like they're good bows. They shoot just fine. They're super easy to tune, and they're they were at the time like significantly cheaper. So I'm like, I'm poor.
Right.
I'll shoot a nice bow that's like reasonably priced, and that's why I got an Elite.
They're all so expensive
obviously,
now.
and the boys were sponsored by them. So
there's no really super affordable bows at this point.
Anymore.
I mean,
really,
even when people are like, "Oh, it's not our flagship model," it's still like $800.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still sweet.
Yeah. Sweet. So this is the lower model.
Yeah. Right. Like damn.
I mean, even my bow. I mean, the VTM when that came out, I think it was still the carbon or the RX 6 or whichever one. Yeah. But carbon, I mean, that thing was an extra $700, and I was still buying $1,000 bow, and I was like, God.
It's expensive, dude. Especially
sweet
with
looking.
carbon.
Yeah,
like, carbon's awesome. Obviously, it's light, and it doesn't transfer metal riser bows do. But damn,
it really makes you think. You're like, I'm buying a badass bow right now, but I'm still not the most badass guy here by any means.
Yeah. Well, and the issue with me is I have a really long draw length.
Yeah.
So like I can't just buy a cheaper bow. I have to get like the higher end of the spectrum bow because it's what fits me. And I'll be damned. Like that buck I told you I shot off the ground. It has a Bowflex. Bowtech. Bowflex is the old school.
Yeah. Gym equipment.
Gym equipment that Chuck Norris would peddle to people, is a Bowtech carbon icon I bought off Facebook Marketplace. Back when Facebook Marketplace wasn't gay and let people sell bows on there. But I bought from this guy. He gave me a really good deal. I think I bought it for like $200. And I'm like, sick. Thanks, dude. And, that's nice. That's a good bow, but it only went to like 30 inches. Yeah. So I was like, had an extra long D loop, and I still couldn't like fully get full draw. So I'm still like just with my arm like this, like okay, felt like I was shooting a kid bow. I'm like,
I actually want a longer bow. I've got a really long draw length too. I've got a 30 inch draw length, so I should have got a 32, and I got a 30. So when I upgrade, which isn't going to be anytime soon, I don't think, but I'll definitely get a longer axle to axle bow.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my bow; it's great, and I like the maneuverability about it. Putting it in a pack or a sling, but it's still, I mean, it's still pretty heavy. I want a carbon. I want a carbon bow bad.
Yeah, they're nice.
I'm not buying one.
But like that,
I can't justify
I need to come
it.
upon some money. I need like an inheritance or something to come in. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want anyone to die, but I want like a non-dead relative inheritance. Does that make sense? I want someone to give me some money.
Some
I want
uncle
my
you
mom
didn't.
and dad
Some
to give me
uncle
some
you
fucking
didn't know.
money. All right, you give me a couple grand to buy a bow. But that Elite Omnia, I think it goes out to 30 if you have everything maxed out completely, like it'll draw back past what they
Just a little
say,
bit past
I
30,
guess. Like
yeah.
if you have everything maxed out, which I did, I maxed everything out, and it was like right around 31. But I have a 32 inch drawing, so even then I'm like, even this bow, I still feel like I'm not getting the full draw, you know. So
Yeah,
I need to get a Hoyt whatchamacallit fucking
is
Ultra.
Is it a 30?
Yeah.
What are the sizes? I think they make 33 or 34 now.
Yeah, 30. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't. I looked at it once and I'm like, I can't afford it. So I
Scared
stopped
me
looking.
away.
Yeah. But I think it's like the RX. What are they on? RX9?
Yeah.
RX9 Ultra. I think LD or whatever. They did come out with the long draw edition, and I'm like, that's what I need. Because I think it goes out. I think it is 33. I think you might be right. So that's what I want. Because I'm like, then I can have a little bit of room to like play with. But I know I need, because I've never shot a bow that actually goes out to my draw length.
Right.
So like,
It's
I don't
gonna
even
be
know. I don't even know how it
something
feels.
Yeah.
Because I'm always sitting back and like, even with my 31 inch, I'm like right here, like I'm just
Instead of
not quite
up here.
Yeah, I'm not quite like fully in my
Yeah.
full draw, like fully locked in, like feeling. I guess I'm still feeling like I'm stopped early.
Yeah.
So I need to get something longer and just see what happens.
Well,
But
first you got to kill a deer with your longbow.
I know. And that's actually, honestly, to be honest with you, that's another big reason why I started shooting traditional, because I'm like, I can't afford long draw bows, like compounds,
Right.
and you can just rip a fucking longbow all the way back. Like you
Super
just stack
affordable.
it up and it just shoots faster. So it's like I'm shooting my longbow, and it's like for a longbow, it's zipping.
How
I'm
far?
shooting-
How far out can you shoot accurately?
Well, when I was
practicing,
when I was
often?
practicing really like a lot with it, I mean, 30 yards was like hell yeah. I felt really. I could
That's
shoot,
pretty badass.
I
mean,
could shoot pretty damn well at 30 yards. Like I mean, not like my compound, but like 30 yards, I'm like right around a pie plate.
Yeah,
all
pie plate.
my arrows were within a pie plate, so I'm like, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Right now, I mean, 20 yards, I'm like,
right.
nice.
Yeah.
I feel good there, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like so you have to be so consistent. You have to practice with it so much in order to be at least somewhat competent with the longbow, dude.
I've thought about it. I think they're awesome. I think they're fun to shoot in the yard, but I don't know. I think I'd shoot a doe with one.
Yeah.
I'd be so scared to draw back and screw something up on a buck. That would be my biggest fear.
I know, it's scary.
That's the scare. Have you ever missed a buck?
Yeah, this year.
You did.
Well-
yeah, it wasn't a giant, but what?
In France too.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
roe
missed a
deer.
roe deer.
Yeah.
And then you just
that
said,
one was
"Screw
a
it."
crazy. That was a crazy hunt that day.
That was fucking wild.
We
It was
still
so
haven't
fun.
posted footage from it because I don't have it edited, but it's so good. We were like in the sunflower fields, and he called it in, and we're moving all around, and I'm there with the camera with Jacob, and he pops up, and yeah,
Dude, if
I
that arrow would
remember
have
hearing you tell the story. And,
Yeah.
and he was already gone by the time the arrow got there. Right?
yeah,
And he was on full alert, but I'm like, dude, he's right there. I'm like, I just need to,
So
if I
close.
just need to get up, and like I had it in my head, I'm like, I could see my peripherals like right behind me basically, and I'm like, if I just get up and just as I'm standing up, just what? Because I could
just
shoot
let
that thing
it rip.
fast.
Yeah.
And he was close, so I'm
Super
like,
fast.
so I'm like, okay, cool. And that's one huge pro with a
How
longbow
fast you can get
recurve.
them drawn
Dude,
back.
from not drawn to drawn and shoot is like so much faster than a compound. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna whip around and shoot this thing. And I did. I whipped around and like whoosh, I got on. I'm like, hell yeah, thunk. And right when I let it rip, like immediately after release, I saw him turn. I'm like, he's gone. And that arrow went over the hill and into the sunflowers, gone into the abyss forever. So
That sounded like such a fun trip though.
oh, dude, it was awesome.
Then you busted out the rifle and got
Yeah.
down.
Well, because I said to him, I'm like, I told our guide, he was not.
I bet he was like,
He's
"What
not
the hell is this
interested
guy
in-
doing? What
Yeah.
is this dude doing out
Well,
here?"
all the guides were like, okay, bow hunters, like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah, because they're just kind of they're used to like guys coming in from like Denmark and Spain and like other people where there's like they just want to pile up roe deer and shoot a lot. So they're used to like shooting a shit ton of deer
And you're
with
making them
rifles.
stalk through fields and stuff.
Make them work a little harder than they're used to, essentially. So they're all kind of like, damn, all right, we got work cut out for us, like whatever. And my guide, he's a great guy. He's super like cool about it, but he's not a bow hunter, so he didn't really know. So
Did you speak good English?
none.
zero English.
Zero. Yeah, that's
None.
what I thought.
Zip.
That's what yeah.
So like he called in some roe deer that were close. I'm like, hell yeah, and he got a couple like within 40 yards,
40.
and just dance around. Like they'd stop and do whatever. And he's just like looking at me. I'm sitting there like this with my
And they're so
my
small.
recurve. I'm like, all right. He's just got to get a little bit closer, and then he'd work off. And he'd get on his phone. He'd show me. And he's like, what was the one he said? He's like, not close enough for you. I'm like, damn, dog. All right. Well,
I don't know if the Google
shit.
translation was off a little bit. Like, you could sense it. Like, we were in the vehicle. He's like,
So I'm like,
oh.
not that he wasn't too, not that I'm bad. It's just that I have this stick and string. Like all defensively.
Justifying yourself.
Google translating back to him. Like, I'm not a piece of shit, all right? I know how to fucking kill animals.
That's funny.
I was like, I told Ashley, 'cause she was saying too, she's like, let's just grab a gun, shoot one, and just, get one under her belt, and then we can go back to the bow. I'm like, I just want a shot at one with a bow.
Right.
I just want to get a shot. And then I did, and my guy did great. It worked got within range of my recurve, and I took a shot, and it didn't work out.
And you're like, to hell.
So then I was like, after that, like, that was so much fun and so worth it that I'm going to grab a gun.
Yeah.
Because now I want to start killing some deer. Because like, I came here to kill a roe deer. I want to kill a roe deer. So, but we did kill a roe deer before. So we killed one early with a gun.
Day one.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Got that under my belt.
Day one, yeah. And then the next morning the whole next day, we took out the recurve, I guess.
Yep.
And then that was that missed shot. And then we went back to the gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was fun.
Okay. So you killed 2?
3.
3?
Yeah. So, right? Yeah, 3. Yep. Yeah. Because
so.
shot the one right away. And I was like, great, got one on my belt.
3.
Went back out with the recurve. I'm like, if it takes me the rest of the time here, it takes me the rest of the time here. Got
It
a shot
looks so
at
small.
it.
That's why I was
Tiny,
surprised
dude.
you took the recurve. I mean, that's a tiny animal to shoot with the recurve.
Dude, I told you. I'm
Yeah.
fucking not bad. Even across the world, I'm like, I told myself no compounds, dude. All right? I told myself no compounds.
It's not even a whitetail.
I will say it was really nice taking that because it's a 3-piece takedown.
It's easier. Just slide it in the case.
Dude, I just put it in my clothes. It was great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
nice.
nice.
Can't
That's
do that.
very nice.
Can't do that compound. So
No, you can have a whole suitcase.
that was great. That was a great part about it. The missing part was not great, but the taking it there was awesome.
Got some pluses.
Yeah, but yeah, then we just we went through and we were driving off and we saw another road here. He's like, that's a nice one. I'm like, all right. So we went and made a move on him and I shot him. That one was weird. I think we did tell us on the podcast.
With the malfunctions and all of that.
Oh yeah. Where you squeeze the trigger and it did
Nothing happened.
Fuck,
I'm sitting there in the camera. I'm like, shoot him.
I'm fucking trying. And you're trying not to flinch. You shot guns and like bows the same way.
You don't want to flinch and squeeze it.
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay.
So I'm like squeezing, nothing. I'm like, this thing should be firing by now. And then I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, then I jerk it and it's just nothing. I'm like, what the hell?
Wasn't it a second safety?
Well, no. I did nothing.
We never figured it
different.
out.
We don't know what happened. So I put the safety back on and then back off and tried squeezing it again. Nothing happened again. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I took it off the tripod and then by this time the road deer's like, what the hell's going on? So he's like kind of getting weird. I'm like, shit. So now I'm nerved up. So I break it open. Yep, cartridge looks good. Everything was fine. So I just put it back together, put it back on there, and I flip it off, and I'm like back on the road deer, and I'm like going through. I'm like, okay, but I'm not like super settled in my shot or nothing. But I just barely touch my finger to the trigger. So I usually put my finger on it. Yeah, and just I'm like, great. And then I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, I don't know if I hit him or not. And I'm like, shit. So I break it open, rip it out, throw another one in, put it back on there, and then I shoot again, right?
No, he was too far gone. And mind you, this is with the same guide that we just went through all this bow with. And so then we're trying to Google translate, like, something's wrong with the gun. He's probably thinking, these motherfucking Americans.
He's like, these dumbasses
idiots,
from
dude.
America.
Like, fuck, dude. But I did hit him that first round then. Because he was wounded.
Wasn't that the one that we went and drove around? We were by
Yeah.
those people's houses?
Yep.
Yeah, you did shoot him, but then
So
you had to go put him down.
Yeah, so I was on him, and I can't remember. I'll have to watch back the footage. It's been a long time now. Anyways, I hit him. I wounded him. I can't remember if it was the first shot or second shot or what exactly that was. But, yeah, then I knew he was wounded. I'm like, shit. So he ran off, got in the vehicle, and looped back around and saw him again. He's, got around and tried to cut him off. Got out of the vehicle, ran up this little draw, and he's right there, and he's obviously wounded. Like, shit. So then there's some houses over there. I'm like, God dang it. Like, trying to, like...
Wait till he's not.
Yeah, wait till he's not on the other side of the house. And then he's like running away. And it's a clear shot finally. He's running away from me. And I'm on the sticks. And I think the guy, he gave up on us. He's like, damn it, that deer's going to run
You surprised him.
Run out of our lives. I'm just like on him, like, I'm from Iowa, dude. Should just dump him on the run. I'm like, he's already wounded. I'm like, so I just dumped him right
why
there.
didn't you do that the first time?
And he's like, whoa, all right, yeah, sweet. And then
what was his name? Our guide?
Quentin.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Quentin.
But then, so then that whole ordeal happened. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not like a terrible hunter, dude. I know what I'm doing. And then we went out and we found that big roe deer, and I put a great shot on him.
Was that the
low
biggest
light.
one of the weekend or the week?
For our crew, it was Jordan's dad shot a really, really big one too. I don't know for sure if it was. I think it might have been bigger than mine, but he also shot like
10.
20 of them. So
He got 10.
Oh, wow.
So statistically speaking,
Yeah.
You
won.
You won that.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
He went out there. He was out, dude. He's just like.
He was just laying them down.
He's like, I'm only going to come here once. I'm just going to lay him down. So he did. He laid him down.
Are you getting them mounted, or what are you doing with them? Yeah, Euro mounts. All three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they just goofy looking little things?
They're so small.
Yeah.
They're so small. Like,
Yeah, the
they're
pictures
just
crack
weird.
me up because you're a pretty good sized guy, and this little deer in front of looked like a fawn.
It was
so small.
Kind of hard to take pictures. I'm like, I don't want to like suffocate him. Yeah, like how do we do this like respectfully without like making like a joke of it because it's like silly.
Yeah.
Like, they're comically small. They're
Yeah.
just really small deer. But I was like, I don't know. So I did the best I could.
Sounded like a cool trip.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dude.
It was
so
amazing.
much
Cool
fun.
trip. Yeah.
It was so much fun.
And most people will never get to say they've done that.
Most people haven't even heard of roe deer before.
Yeah, I mean,
so like I tell some people back at home, like, I want to go hunt roe deer, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's kind of.
like,
I didn't
really
really know what it
small.
was until WCB started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
He came home and started talking about this hunt in France. I'm like, what is, like, yeah, man, what is there to hunt in France? I had no idea. And then he told me, I looked him up. I'm like, that's small. That's a very small animal.
Yeah.
They got stag out there too.
Do
They got red stag out there
Like-
in France.
Yeah.
in the same area you guys were in? Did you see any?
Yeah, I didn't see any. They're not very prominent where we were at. But Kurt saw one.
Really?
Yeah, I think Kurt saw a female stag out there. He's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a stag."
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty
Stags
cool.
are cool looking animals.
Yeah, we really want to go to New Zealand and hunt stag someday. Yeah.
That's a bucket list for you.
Oh yeah,
A big
yeah. I
one.
mean, everything's on the list. You know what I mean?
That
But-
one's pretty high, though.
That one's pretty
and
high.
we just had, when we were down in Kansas with Peanut at Small Town Hunts, when we were coming in, there was another guy and his brother. Well, they were there actually part of the week we were there. But he has already been, and they had another hunt coming up. He was trying to talk us into going because they had an open spot.
Yeah.
But we're like, we said no international trips
what I thought,
for a hot
yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we can't. He's like, I'm like, when? You know, I was thinking maybe in a few years, something like that.
He's like this.
He's
May.
like, May. I'm like,
Yeah,
we can't
we're
do
like,
that.
we can't.
Initially, I'm like, we can't do that. I look at Ash, I'm like, right? He's like, I'm like, no.
You guys went on the
Really?
French trip pretty last minute. Like super last minute, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was pretty last
The first
minute.
Africa trip too wasn't a whole lot
It was
of
pretty last minute. Like, these
for a
these
big
little
trip like that.
opportunities-
Yes,
Yeah,
it feels
traveling
very
across the
last
country.
minute.
These
Yes,
These little opportunities pop up, and I'm like, Ashley, you
gotta
in?
take 'em,
She's
it's
like, hell
fun.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
I will say, with the France trip, I have to, like, is Doug's the reason why I went, because, like, he couldn't go. Something came up, and he couldn't go anymore. And so Kurt's like, hey, do you want to go? I'm like, fuck yeah,
Sure.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, I have an issue saying no to these trips, so yes. I'll talk to Ashley, but I'm sure it'll be a yes. And I get home, and I'm like, you want to go to France? She's like, well, yeah, but, like, when? I'm like,
Why?
this year. She's like, what? To hunt roe deer. She's like, I don't even know. If she's just, like, used to it by now, or...
Well, I mean, I love traveling. The only thing is, like, I get excited initially. I'm like, fuck yeah, and then we get out the calendar. I'm like, shit. And it's always, this game of Jenga, like trying to figure everything out. But usually we can
Yeah.
make it work.
But that's why I can't afford a Hoyt. You know? I'd probably be able to
No,
afford
you
a Hoyt
can't
if I
afford
didn't
a
go
Hoyt
to damn...
because you can't decide between bows or guns. You're always shopping for one.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're both expensive.
That's a great explanation. Yeah, I mean you've got
Yeah.
guns and bows. I mean, yeah.
I literally have one of the most expensive hobbies. I'm just... Thankfully, I'm not into cars.
Yeah.
'Cause holy shit.
Yeah.
If I was like a mechanic and I was really into cars and guns and bows and hunting, we'd be broke.
Hunting.
Yeah.
We'd be broke.
Hunting is such an expensive hobby. I mean, I duck hunt, I goose hunt, I dove hunt. I do all the hunting that I can.
Decoys get up there.
Decoys are expensive. Waders are expensive. Shotguns are expensive. I mean, everything's expensive once you get into it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
waterfowl's expensive.
It's so expensive, dude. I wanted to get back into it because I grew up hunting waterfowl with my buddy Matt, and I miss it. Like, it's a fun time. It's really fun. But then I start looking at decoys. I'm like, oh, well, it's not expensive for one. But I need like 100. I'm like, oh shit, actually that's a couple grand. I'm like, damn, dude. Yeah. So
the thing I will always say about hunting and the expense of it, and it changed a lot for me after our second trip to Africa. Well, it changed before that when I started going on hunts with Jacob, but people pay for therapy. They pay hundreds, thousands of dollars in the grand scheme of things. They spend money on gambling. They spend money on going to the local bar, and they basically pay their light bill. It's like there's so much worse things to spend money on.
Absolutely.
But you still just got to keep it budgeted and balanced.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely. No, I don't gamble, but I hunt.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So
I said it to him, like, I could have way unhealthier hobbies.
Yeah.
I could be like super into video games and gambling and just be like, we could just have no money. Or drugs. You could do that. I mean, I've heard good things about that hobby, but there's a lot worse things I could be doing with our money. Yeah. So I think that's not too bad.
What?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm doing all right. I'm not
he comes home every other week. Yeah. Can I spend $800 on this guy? And I say no. He's like, okay. I'll come back and ask another time. And then sometimes like something will come up and it's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, I need this gun because you bought a new gun for France. Right? No. What'd you buy a new gun for? Kansas. But you ended up not taking it. Something.
Yes, but no. I need a 35 Wayland. I talk about 35 Waylands on the podcast ever since like day one.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm just like, I just need one. It's gotten to the point where I just need one. Got a good deal. It's a CVA Scout single shot model, but they shoot great.
You like it?
And, yeah, I like it a lot. I've only shot a couple times, but it didn't get here in time for me to get like zeroed in and all ready to rock and roll with that bad boy before deer season this year, before Kansas and Iowa and everything else. So I just took my 30-06 to Kansas, and that's what I ended up shooting that buck with. But then I sold that gun. Like, I already had it figured out, like, okay, I'm going to buy this 35 Wayland, I'm going to sell this 30-06 because there's honestly no reason for me to have 30-06. I bought that 30-06 to go bear hunting.
Okay.
And then that happened. I'm like, oh,
you can't use it in Iowa?
Not 30-06. So that's why I got the 35 Wayland, because you can use that, and it's just a 30-06 to 35 caliber bullet on it. So I got that, and it's like, I don't know. But yeah, that's why I bought it for hunting in Iowa and everything else. Deer. It's my deer rifle now. So we'll see. But
I'm the same way. I just my wife was like, why do you need this gun? So I bought two guns. When I bought the lever action Henry, I bought a Glock 40 with it. Mm-hmm. And I don't need a Glock 40. I don't want a 40. I didn't want a 40 anyways. But the guy that was selling them was like, if you're gonna buy it, I'm not separating them. And it was a really good deal. And I knew I could sell the Glock to make up. So I come home with two guns, and she's like, what are these for? I was like, babe, it's fine. I'm selling this one. It's a really good deal in the long run. I mean, I'm coming out on top in this deal. And she's like, but you're still spending $600 on a gun. I was like, but I'm selling one for $4.
It's basically
simple
free.
Math, Mom.
It's like, I basically stole it from this guy. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's justified.
Yeah, right? No, I'm the same way. I've done that to her multiple times. I mean, I actually bought a gun on an auction site, and it's not like I didn't want to win. But I was like, well, I'm gonna put these offers in and see how this auction site works.
It's a great
I got to
deal.
Test it out. Yeah. So I had to figure out how it worked. So I put in like some offers on some guns. Mm-hmm. And I was winning. And I'm like, if I win at these prices, like, this is a steal, and Ashley can't be mad at me.
Right.
Luckily, I ended up losing, like, on all of those guns besides one. And I did get it. This is my Thompson Center Contender that I bought. And 35 Rem. And I'm like, this is a steal. Like, I basically stole from this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't really be mad about a great deal.
No. It was a nervous couple of days, though, because then he tells me, he's like, so I didn't think I'd get him, so I put in multiple. He's like, and so far I'm winning on like 4. I'm like,
that's what I was thinking about. I was like, you said I put in on multiple, and I was like, So what if you would have won?
Yeah,
Thank God.
It would have been
selling 4 guns.
Well, what's funny is like, I thought for sure I'm gonna lose like immediately because it wasn't my first time doing this.
What?
But I lost every other time.
Right.
But then it got so close to like the end of the auction where I'm like,
Oh
I
wow!
might fucking win these. I might win the auction on these 4 guns, and
and then it finally.
Then I lost. I'm like, okay, I'm
last
good.
minute
lose,
bids.
and I didn't lose on the town center. I'm like, damn, Ashley. Sue, here's the deal. I did come clean on the 4 guns because I was getting so close. I'm like, I might actually win these, so I didn't let her know. Like, hey, we might be down $2,000.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We'll get it.
It's okay because it's basically a steal, and I know what I'm doing, and we can sell them, and we'll make money. It'll be fine.
That's how I always think. I mean, most
know?
guns, if you buy a gun, you can almost always resell a gun for, if not more than what you paid, the same amount.
Well, my 30-06, like I sold it to guns.com, which is like, they're not really known for giving like the bestest deals ever. Right. But I literally sold it for what I bought it for. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
My buddy bought this 22 that it was a piece of shit, and he it jammed every time. It was a dumb gun.
Yeah.
And he hears this, he's gonna be like, oh. But he sold it back. So I think he bought it at Bass Pro, and he sold it back to him, and they gave him like $150 more than he paid them for it.
Not too stupid now, is it? Now all of a sudden it's a great investment.
It was. Yeah. But the whole time he had it, I was like, that thing's dumb. It was a piece of shit. It was a piece of shit. It was so heavy. The heaviest 22 I've ever felt.
What was it?
I don't know. It was it had a real short, stubby barrel on it. It was looked like a coyote gun probably, but it was a 22, and you can only shoot a 22 out so far. It's like you don't need to get a neck down barrel and a short or little heavy chat. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was stupid.
Yeah,
it was dumb.
Well,
and it jammed. It jammed every time you shoot it.
Damn. So you basically just bought a piece of shit, single action.
Bass Pro did.
Yeah, that's right.
Bass Pro did.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let them figure it out.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. But no, I legitimately, it's hard to lose money on guns. I mean, it's a pretty good investment.
Yeah, I mean, unless you just do zero research, you end up buying like a Glock for $1,000. You're never gonna sell a Glock for $1,000. So
I mean, my hunting shotgun, I'd never get what I paid for it at this point.
Yeah,
I have a Frankie, and that thing is beat up.
Oh, really?
It is beat up looking. I mean, it's still a great gun. Still,
how do you like them Frankies?
I love it. It's a good gun. Yeah, it's made by semi-auto.
Okay.
I've got the Frankie Affinity 3.5-inch Elite Waterfowl Edition.
No shit, dude. That's like a lot of words.
Yeah, it was an expensive gun. I paid for it. I had to replace a spring in it, and aside from that, I mean, it's been awesome. It's been a great gun. I've used it as a boat paddle. It's been taken several baths in the water, and then pulled up and shot ducks with it. So it's a good gun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I've seen them because I've heard like pretty decent things, honestly. Like nothing like outstanding about their rifles, but they've come out with some rifles and stuff too. I haven't heard anything like people are like, no one's saying that they're the bestest thing in the world, but at the same time, like I've never heard anything bad either. I've heard like when people shoot them, they're like, oh, they're decent rifles, they're decent guns. In the shotguns, I just haven't heard a whole lot about, but I think they're
made by Benelli.
They're made by Benelli? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
They're made in the same, I'm pretty sure they're made in the same factory.
But they're pretty decent priced for like what you get. Like they're pretty fair.
Yeah, so my gun was $1,400. A Benelli Super Black Eagle 3 is $2,300.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, you're
so it's like a Vizio and Samsung. They're made in the same factory, but one's a couple $100 cheaper.
I can't justify having a $2,300 gun to shoot ducks. Or
you could justify it.
You could, yeah. I guess
I have faith in your justification on some of this. All right, Jaden. I think you could.
With a reason
you can figure something out, dude.
I actually bought a 20 gauge Stoger this year for my wife. And she hunted with it a lot.
Okay.
No, she didn't hunt with it at all.
I figured, yeah. I didn't see any pictures, so I was assuming that was.
I think she tried to shoot some doves with it, and then that was the extent.
Has she ever?
Done
a whole lot of wing shooting?
She has a bow, and I think it was 2 years ago. I was like, babe, I've got this deer, the perfect deer for you to shoot. He's like a 2.5-year-old, 3-year-old buck that he was just doing the same thing every day. And I was like, this is a gimme. If we go in here and you come hunt with me, you can shoot this buck. She had been practicing with her bow that whole summer, and she she shoots like 40 pounds. She's 5'1" and 110 pounds. She's not a very big girl. So she shoots like 40 pounds, and I get her in this tree, and we get set up, and it was a warm day, nice day, and this buck reads the script. Like, could not have done it any better. So he comes in, and she draws back, and I'm like, he's gonna be at 14, I think is what. So what was it? I think I said, yeah, he's going to be at 14. And so she assumed that he was at 14 when I said that. And so he took like 4 more steps. And so she shot him with her 10 pin. And when you only shoot 40 pounds, it makes a huge difference. Yeah. Huge difference. So she releases the arrow, and I've got the video. And if you watch the video and just normal speed, you're like, she smoked his heart. But if you slow the video down, she literally was maybe an inch or 2 inches. He pretty much dodged the arrow. Like, he went like this, and if he wouldn't have done that, she would have hit him in the heart. Like, she was that close. And she's like, I smashed him. And I was like,
you sure about that?
I was like, I don't think, babe. And she was like, no. And it let all the excitement out of her. Like, it was bittersweet.
That sucks too, especially for you. Like, you're sitting there watching, and she's like, I smoked him. And you're like, I don't want to be the one to say this.
Yeah, it was like the closest you could possibly get to not kill the deer.
Oh.
and so
that sucks.
It was so close that she was like, well, I'm not shooting a deer with a rifle now. I want to shoot one with my bow. But then she doesn't ever practice with her bow. So we'll see. If I can get her to shoot her bow this year, then we'll take her out again.
Yep.
But I think, she's a great shot. She's a great, and if there wouldn't have been that miscommunication, she would have absolutely smashed him, because she would have shot him for the 14, or for her. So her pins are actually 10, 15, 20 versus mine. My first pin is 20.
Yeah.
So it was yeah. So
damn.
It was so close. And then I actually found that deer shed last year, and I shot that deer the following year, and I didn't find him. So I screwed that one up for us both, but we both screwed up on that deer. Yeah, same buck.
Same buck.
Yeah. I have his shed.
He's probably just like, guys.
Yeah. No, I definitely killed him. I just I couldn't find him, and then I didn't have access to go on the neighbor's property, and I couldn't get access on it.
So in Missouri you can't track.
No, you can't without permission.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
You have to have permission to cross a fence.
There's a lot of states like that. I thought it was more common to be like Iowa with that, but I guess it's not. Because in Iowa, if you have blood, you can track us across whoever's property you want to. It's, you want to call and let them know.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Yeah. So, like, there was a situation with my buddy where he wounded a deer, and one of the neighbors that was not super like keen on letting people in. He's just kind of weird about it. So Matt called him, hey, I shot a buck. You want your property? I just want to, kind of call and let you know. He's like, well, I'd prefer you just to not go in there. He's like, well, I'm not really. I'm letting you know I'm going to go on your property to look for this deer, just so you don't shoot me, essentially, because and then he recited the law to the guy, and the guy's like, well, can you just wait for me to get there at least? I'd like to walk with you. He's like, yeah, no, absolutely.
Fair. Yeah.
So like, that is nice to have that law in your back pocket, where it's like, if someone is going to be a kind of a stickler or a dick about it, you're kind of like, well, like, I'm letting you know I'm going to be on your property.
Yeah, I'm
not asking necessarily,
yeah.
but I do want to work with you if that's the case, So he did. He walked in and did find the deer, but same kind of thing. But he was able to go out and keep going at least.
Well, I can't imagine telling someone, no, you can't go get your deer. Just let it rot on my property.
Dude, I was watching this video. I think it was I don't even want to say the name of who I think what channel it might be, because I'm not for sure. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it. But I was watching this video, same situation. He shot a buck, ran on the neighbors. He's like, damn. He saw it. He saw the deer dead on the neighbors. He's like, neighbor, I want to go get my deer. They're like, no. He's like, it's dead on your property. And he's like, no. He's like, are you serious? Like, I can see the deer. Calls DNR. DNR's like, he said no, dude. He's like, what? So he kept going back, and they kept kind of looking at it. He's like, that's super fortunate.
So he's just looking at his deer.
Looking at his dead deer.
Oh
dead.
my gosh.
And can't
just
go
rotting.
get it. Just, yeah. And then the landowner had the gall to call him later when it started stinking. He's like, hey, this deer is really starting to stink. He's like, yeah, I wanted to get it like months ago.
Oh, no.
So then he had to go get it.
No, I wouldn't have gone and got it.
Well, he wanted to get it.
I would have got the
But
head.
yeah.
I would have got
like,
the head and been like, screw you, guy.
You could deal the body, bud.
Yeah, this is your problem now.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, but then he went and got the deer, but it's already rotten and stinking and nasty. And it's like, what the? I shouldn't have said months. It might have been a few weeks. It might have been a few weeks, maybe a week, or don't quote me on the time frame. But it started stinking, and the neighbor's like, "Yeah, come get your deer." He's like, "Why didn't you let me come get it when I shot it?" Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. That's crazy.
That takes away from the hunter's experience and the recovery of the deer, and then they don't get to eat it. Like, it's
disrespectful.
It makes zero sense.
No,
any way you break it down.
No, and I totally understand being like, whatever about your property and like really being a stickler about it. I totally get that. And trespassers and people are disrespectful. I totally understand that. But like, if I had, whatever property and someone shot a deer on a different property and they're like, hey, I want to go get my deer. He's on your property. I'd be like, hell yeah, man. Just, can I get there with you? Because I'd like to see it too. Because I'd like to make sure he's being honest. Like, check. Yep. Okay. Clearly you got blood on your side. And then he comes over my side. Okay. Let's go find your deer.
Right.
And do it that way. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't understand it when people are just like, no,
it makes
let the
no
deer
sense.
rot.
It makes no sense. It
Crazy,
doesn't.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I made that law, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it is. It's a good law to have in place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because in Missouri, if someone tells you no, kick rocks.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You can't just trespass in Missouri. Fucking motherfuckers are wild down there, dude. Missouri's a wild area.
You think so?
I don't know. That's what I hear.
I
mean, I don't know. When we were in Missouri, where we were at wasn't bad, but it's like I've heard like people say like horror stories about Missouri about being like reckless and people are crazy.
I mean, there's some. I don't know. I don't know. Missouri's not too bad.
Okay.
There are places. I'm not going to go hang out in St. Louis, and I'm not going to go hang out necessarily. Kansas City's not bad if you're not living there. If you live on like the outskirts, you're good. All the suburbs of Kansas City are really, really nice.
Yeah, I suppose.
But then you get into Kansas City, it's not so nice. But I mean,
every big city.
Most big cities are that way. Yeah, St. Louis, definitely don't go there. Just just dodge St. Louis.
We did spend some time in St. Louis. Isn't that where ATA was at?
Yes, I did not appreciate St. Louis.
Yeah.
The Airbnb we stayed at, both mornings, like the guys all went. I was doing stuff, and both mornings needed to stop at a gas station, get the energy drinks, get the ice and everything. And I knew I wanted to stop at like a really big gas station. I didn't want some rundown one on the corner, And so went to the one. And what was it the first day? Some walked in. There was some crazy dude outside. When I come out, police are fighting him, trying to arrest him. Next morning, I go in. The ambulance is there. I go in. Some chick OD'd in the bathroom. And this was like a really big, nice gas station. And I'm like, and that was like in a nice part too. And then we started going to some other areas. Like, nope, I can't handle.
Yeah, see,
I can't deal.
See, Missouri. If you go to St. Louis or Kansas City or any of the big cities, but then you go to Branson, and Branson's great. You got Springfield. Springfield's not too bad.
Yeah.
The Ozarks are supposed to be pretty nice too. I think.
Yeah, I mean Branson's a lot of fun if you're.
Is that where Ozarks is at? Is it in Branson?
Yeah.
Like I mean,
it's right in that area.
Okay.
So yeah, I go to the Ozarks all the time. The Ozarks is a lot of fun. That's a fun place in Missouri.
Yeah.
Lake of the Ozarks. I spend a lot of time down there.
They also made a show about the Ozarks.
Yeah.
Probably not the best representation of the.
No. I mean, it's pretty accurate, actually.
Okay, yeah. Right on.
I mean,
I never actually watched the show, but now I kind of want to watch it.
It's fairly accurate to some degree, I would say. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Missouri's fine though. It's
Okay.
not bad.
That's good. I mean, you can't judge a state off their big cities because
You definitely can't.
Suck in general,
right?
Like they're not like the best place to be for.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone.
I wouldn't. It's like saying, I guess Illinois kind of sucks, but Chicago sucks.
Well, yeah, Illinois specifically sucks because of Chicago and like
gun laws in Illinois.
Dude,
that's
nuts.
crazy. Yeah, you have to have
fucking that place, dude.
Illinois sucks. We can say that. Missouri doesn't suck.
Yeah, I mean, like, but Illinois as a state sucks because of Chicago, which runs the state, which is unfortunate for everyone else that doesn't live in Chicago.
Yeah,
you know, but you're right. Like Missouri, you guys do have great laws, and I appreciate it. And you know, it's just like, but I just heard like sometimes it gets a little rough. Is all.
Yeah, it can.
Rednecks get a little rough and rowdy, but I don't know. I guess just like anywhere else, I suppose. Like
Over
there's
the
some
counter
rough,
tags.
there's some rough parts in Iowa too.
Yeah, we're at in Iowa.
Waterloo's really the only one, but it's a shithole. Yeah. But like, I mean, some like rural areas, like you get in some really small towns in Iowa, you're kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Hills, like kind of Hills have IZ.
Everyone's on meth.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Like you go to the gas station, everyone's kind of like,
and that's kind of how
toothless grinning at you, like. Ugh.
That's how the Ozarks can be, and like if you go to the Ozarks right now, you're not gonna. It's not the people that you want to hang out with. But if you go to the Ozarks during the summer, it's like all the people that have money and
gotcha. The people that live there are kind of like,
yeah, methy, a little methy.
They messing around.
And we don't like that. Yeah, I've never tried meth, but I've heard it's.
I've never heard anyone with a good story that started with when I tried meth.
I actually do.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know him, I guess, but what's that? Billy Strings. He was on.
Oh, the singer.
Yeah. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast. He's like, dude, meth is awesome. Like, I fucking I ripped meth and just played until my fingers bled. I came up with some of the best riffs when I was ripping on meth. I'm like, yeah, that's like the only person I've ever heard. It's like
positive.
Meth is great.
Yeah,
as long as you're using it right.
I don't know anybody who's like, my life got better after I started doing meth, in any way, shape, or form.
I also have never heard of anyone being like meth rules,
and I've been around a fair
in like using it appropriately.
Yeah,
besides him, he's the only one. It might catch up to him eventually, but
maybe it might.
Yeah, no. I mean, generally speaking, like one example out of millions is probably not. Don't do meth just because one guy said he ripped some awesome fucking shredded some sick music while on meth. Like probably not.
No, he's the one and only.
Yeah, unless you're like really into music, you're like, I have nothing else. I need to do something.
Yeah.
Then maybe if you have nothing else going for
Musicians are wild though. Like Jimi Hendrix used to put acid in his headband and let it sweat into his eyes. I don't know how I knew that. I don't know how I know that. But yeah, he would. So while he was playing the guitar,
he was your age, so it kind of makes sense.
That's so true. Yeah, it does. See.
But while he was here, some of the best music
shredding
ever, dude.
Yeah,
like he was,
and he taught himself how to play the guitar upside down.
Yeah.
Sick
wild,
dude. Sick dude.
Absolutely, and like honestly, like I think he's one of the guys that. Like while he was alive, he was getting popular, and then he died. But then he just like ascended into legendary status after he died. So it was like really unfortunate that he never got to see his stardom really kick off, and you know his family did, I guess. So that's
very true. But it's very true.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just stay
soberish. Yeah.
Luckily, podcasting. I don't think there's any like creative like stimulus you get from like. I don't think I could come on this podcast high on meth or tripping on acid and be like, we're gonna have a great time.
No,
we're gonna have a great conversation.
It's like the Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast he does when he's on drugs. He hasn't done that in a long time.
Well, he lives in Austin now, and
Austin,
Texas is very like, we're not smoking weed in this motherfucker, dude. Weed is the devil.
That's true.
They're still very strict on drugs in general, especially in marijuana. So
that makes sense why he doesn't like publicize or talk about it in Austin.
Yeah, when he's in California, he's like, we're smoking weed. It's legal. And he moved to Austin. He's like, allegedly, I may have smoked weed at one point in time in my life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I it's been so long since I've done drugs like weed. I don't think I could have a conversation like, hi, I'd be like, yeah, Jaden, tell me more about this buck. Tell me more about Pac. Like, oh, yes, I don't know what's going on right now. It's
just all slow and
No,
Yeah.
and she's a cop, so I definitely can't fucking do drugs now. Please don't. Yeah. Not until she retires, then maybe.
Stick to drinking beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But no, I don't actually plan on doing drugs. It's not something that really interests me.
Never has.
So
never has been interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, Jaden, we should probably get back to your wife. She's been chilling for a while, so
Yeah, she's grading papers. She's good. She brought a bunch of.
She a teacher?
Yeah, she's a teacher. She's a She's a 7th grade science teacher.
Damn,
She's
that's
a saint.
hard one.
She's a saint.
She's got to be, dude. Yeah, that's a tough age.
7th grade
my
science.
daughter is in 7th grade, and it's like some of the shit she comes back from school telling me like some of her friends are doing and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, my wife's got
God bless
stories for days. For days.
yeah.
She never comes home without a story, ever.
Let's say you either have to be a saint or like a hard ass.
She's a saint.
Like some of the male teachers that like Charlie has a teacher that was my teacher too when I was a kid, and I know him, and now I'm an adult, but it's like he's a hard ass. I'm like, you found the right spot because you just need to like get on these kids. But then other teachers, like one of our other teachers, she's one of the sweetest people. And she's just like, everything's great. Charlie's doing great. Everyone's happy. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. I see why you're in this age group too, because you're a super nice person.
She actually, so she went to school to be a high school science teacher. And
but she got
a
C's?
job. She got a job. No, she did great.
Like, you didn't score high enough. You're teaching middle school.
But she graduated in the middle of the year. So the first place that offered her a job was a middle school, and she was like, I can start now. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes teachers have to sit and wait for a while, I think, before they find a school.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's what I've heard. I've never tried being a teacher.
She's not going to teach middle school forever. I can guarantee that. Oh, she's
looking for a way out.
Not necessarily right now, but she's not. She's like, I can't do this forever.
Yeah, I don't blame her there. I don't think I could.
That's a rough age.
Yeah.
Rough age for sure.
I might do drugs. Then, that might lead me to like, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Grading papers and ripping meth.
That's why I always just say she's a saint. She really is. I mean, I wouldn't be able to put up with it. I would not.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. Yeah. But we should probably head her out, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks a lot for coming on, Jaden, and thanks for driving up here and meeting halfway and
No problem.
having a good time. This is awesome.
The trailer's sick.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're pretty happy with it so far.
Studio looks good.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Heck yeah.